So.
Okay. All right. Take over, B.
Well, hello, welcome everybody. It is so nice to have you all here. Welcome back to episode 11 of Zug and the Freaking Bug. We are so glad that you guys are here to, enjoy the conversations we have about life and roleplay and everything else in between. Super fun. And today we have a really awesome and amazing special guest. We have Mr. BradWOTO with us. Please say hello.
The lies of it.
Oh, well, there's an introduction. But yes.
You've lied. You opened up with a lie about me being an
Well,
amazing...
that is because
Yes.
all I know how to do is lie convincingly. Somehow.
Fair enough.
So, but we had to at least warn people and, get them used to the idea of that this place could potentially be filled with lies.
I'm not being like annoyed. Like, I hate the worst thing in the world is when you have a guest who's clearly doing something on another screen. I am trying to tweet this out. That's what I'm doing. That helps. I'm just like, I thought it was going to be longer between me saying goodnight as Tar and then saying hello here, and it felt like about 1 second. And it's 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Is that because it's 7 a.m. maybe?
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should be used to it by now.
Let me write this live. Bug and the Bug podcast. Featuring me.
Yes, featuring him.
You don't
Incredible.
need anything else. That's it.
It's
if they need extra leverage to come in here, tell them I'll put on a banana suit at request.
Oh, you're putting the banana suit on. It's happening.
Yeah. I'll put on the banana suit if it is requested.
All right, well, this was great. Thanks so much for having me on, guys. Really enjoyed my time, and let's just get to the banana suit and probably wrap it up there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You need to get to sleep.
Yeah.
So we have rides tomorrow.
Exhausted.
We would need to make it as brief as possible.
I've already taken off like 4 days this week from like my usual stream time, which is my like in my head is kind of like my true work hours.
Right.
Because of Wild RP and we'll just say because of Wild RP. And I knew that this was coming this weekend as well, like the whole time. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just stay up. I'm not going to fix it, only to break it again at the end of the week.
Yeah.
So I've just kept, like when you have jet lag when you go on holiday and you just kind of lean into it. I've been doing that all week. So I'm actually feeling fine.
Yeah, you reach a point sometimes where you're just like, I fucked it. I may as well just go along with it. There's why fight against it,
Yeah. There's just no point.
No.
That's kind of become my whole life.
That's generally what happens as well after people find Wild RP too. The amount of people who are like, my sleep schedule's absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, while we have you here, can you please just give us a little rundown of who you are and what you do, and just introduce yourself to everybody. I'm sure everybody already fucking knows who you are, but it's good to have that anyway.
Hello, my name is Brad or BradWOTO. I am I'm a multitude of things that you probably will. If there's any one thing you know me from, it could be
Is that your microphone?
That's my family screaming upstairs. I don't know what about, but they're having a time.
They're like, holy
introduce
shit,
myself.
BradWOTO!
That's what I heard.
Is that a guy that edited for PewDiePie? Oh my god.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please ignore that.
That's all I did, by the way. That was my intro. The only thing I'm actually really known for is editing for PewDiePie, but I'll plug some of the other things I've done that no one cares about. I did a YouTube channel once, and I also did a stream before this week.
You streamed every day this week.
I know. I feel slightly less guilty about taking all those days off. Because I've done like these like ridiculous 12-hour streams like overnight, but it also weirdly feels like I haven't done any streams this week. I don't know what
strange.
That is.
Why do you
why do you? My guilt.
Okay.
That's
I mean, it's different time slot, right? Is that why you think? You feel that way?
Yeah,
Or?
like no one like I stream at what is essentially 2 p.m. in the afternoon for me
Mm-hmm.
normally, but I've been starting streaming Wild RP at like 8, 9 p.m. and
Mhm.
ending at like 4, 5. So it's just so far away from like all the people that watch my stream during the day are like at work and then they're in bed and they've like put their kids to bed and then they're asleep. Like no one even knows I've done these Wild LP things. Like no one. Apart
Except
from
for the
Not
hundreds of
entirely
people
true.
that watch you, it's fine.
Yeah, I feel bad as well because it's the stupidest thing, but it feels like a lie to be like, hey, I'll be live on, every day at 2 p.m. and then I'm not, and I'm like, I have betrayed them,
Yeah.
my children.
I used to
Like-
feel that way when I had a regular streaming schedule, and then I just slowly died. So now I just
Now you're
every
dead.
time I show up,
It's me
it's
this week.
very exciting for all of them when I now
That's
turn up.
the other, yeah. There's like there are people that can do that as well. They can just like it's almost like an event every time they stream.
Yeah.
Like they stream so irregularly. You ever see Man versus Game? I feel like he has that thing because he will stream once in a while.
Yeah.
And then you're like, it's happening, but it's also like a regular stream. It's not like this thing where he's doing something
Not
else
an
and then
event. You just
it becomes like a weird but regular event where you're like, oh my god, he's back.
Oh yeah.
This like that it's like it seems to be like a legit formula that people are trying to.
Well, I mean, like I'll be honest, I I very recently streamed Hitman because bless him, Trenchmouth was like, hey, you should play this. I think that you would have a lot of fun because you're a strange person who enjoys going on murderous rampages. And I was like, that is true. I
Okay,
do enjoy that.
gotta go again suddenly
Yeah.
for no reason.
Listen, all right. If you don't, you're gonna stick through this entire thing, all right. You and I, we're
Yep,
gonna find out.
absolutely, whatever you say.
We're gonna find out some weird things about each other, my friend.
All right.
If there's one thing that I can say about these podcasts is that
Whatever you
one, I share too much about myself, and
Okay.
two, generally, just weird things happen or subjects come up. So
This is why you
know,
make everyone stay up till 7 a.m. so that they're bleary-eyed and insane, so you can just ask them
Yes.
some really weird things.
Leah told us a lot. She had no
Yes.
idea what was happening.
no,
Yeah, she doesn't remember any of it.
probably for the best, honestly. I did jump into a stream and I said, "Hey, it was really nice to meet you. I'm sorry
And
I brought
she's
out
like,
the
"It was-
banana suit."
It's like,
And she was, yeah, pretty much. She was like, I don't recall, and I was like, it's probably for the best. But legit, I did a stream, and for my first stream back, everybody was like super excited. But the stupid thing is that my big dumb brain, I didn't buy the full game, so I could only play like the beginning, like intro trial.
you had the
scene.
demo? You were streaming
I had the demo because I'm stupid, and I like hyped
Demos
up.
even exist anymore?
Yeah.
They
did you
do
get a demo?
apparently, and I because it was like I went on fucking listen. All right, let me just say this real quick, okay? I know very little about gaming. I've only just like got a PC in the last 2-3 years, so I'm still like learning about like PC gaming and stuff. I still feel very very new. And I went on Steam, and Steam was like, "Yo, this game's free, Hitman 2, come get it." And I was like, "Oh, fucking sick!" So I downloaded it, and then I played it, and I was having a grand old time. But then we discovered that it was only the demo, so that was fun. But I had like hyped up the stream like completely, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And I was like, "You know what? I'll just stream it tomorrow."
Here's 3 hours of content.
Yeah, well, I mean that's more than what they usually do. But I literally was like, "Okay, I'm gonna stream it again tomorrow." My numbers were half, like absolutely half, because everybody was just super excited that I'd come back after like a month, being
That's
like,
what happens.
"Hi!"
Yeah.
Everybody comes back and gets their subs again and their emotes, and then it's like, "All right, time to go."
The first day hype of a new game as a variety streamer, I guess, is like the only one I kind of almost capitalize on, or I make really clear is happening, because it's just like the only one that everyone wants to see. Like, no one gives a shit if you're 50 hours into a JRPG. Like, no one's coming in halfway through a story and going to be able to even follow it or keep up with the memes that you've made, or just in jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the first day of a game is usually a good one, and if you have that like event, like Oh, she's back. Where the fuck has she been? Can I swear on your podcast?
Oh,
If you don't
yes.
swear,
I'm assuming I can. It's
Yeah.
just that I realized all of a sudden I was like, I didn't find out the rules.
that's because I didn't give you any, because there aren't.
Yeah,
any.
you just
There
sent me an
are
OBS
none.
link.
I was like, here you
No.
go.
There is literally no rules here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed as much, but
Yeah, I've overshared on this place many times.
Gee,
It's fine.
I've done stuff before where I get into the thing and I'm having a conversation. I'm 20 minutes into like a podcast or something, and then I'm like, yeah, it was fucking awful, and then I see everyone freeze up, and I'm like, oh, this is family friendly content, and I fucked up. I don't know what I was saying
Not
now.
even
So next
remotely
question.
close.
Next question. B, your question that you asked last time. You need to ask that every time. Let's go. You remember?
Am I? Which one was that? There's a lot. Am I asking the question?
BradWOTO, how did you get into roleplay?
There you go.
Her name was Stacy, and no, I don't know. I don't even know what. I guess maybe probably D&D. I think.
Yeah. At a young
was
age,
the-
like when you were a kid, or
No. I like recently.
Okay.
I've know like a lot of role players I meet are just people that kind of were really good at drama in school or like into
Yeah.
acting and or wanted to maybe explore that in a very simple way, you know, without
Mhm.
having to go through the process of getting a job. And I yeah, it must be D&D. So I GM on a channel called Table Story, which was the thing I didn't mention in my intro thing there because B's family interrupted it and it was frankly incredibly rude and I wanted a written apology about it.
Honestly, I will work on that. But honestly, good luck because Susan is a tyrant and she will stab not only me but you as well.
That's
So
your
The
mom.
fact that you refer to a family member that is at least one room away as Susan tells me everything I need to know.
yes, Susan. My
yeah.
chat is
Great.
more than aware of who Susan is.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I before I did any of that stuff, there was I played D&D once a really long time ago. I don't know if you've played D&D at all,
Mhm.
but a friend of mine, Alex, was like, "Oh, do you want to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons?" And I was like, "Hell no, dude. I'm straight and I've
Not a
had sex with
virgin.
women before, like definitely." So
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like at the time, I was kind of playing a lot of Magic the Gathering as well, and it was a Wizards of the Coast thing, and I was like, I don't know what this is really. I had seen it in like TV, but like the proliferation of D&D isn't quite as notable in the UK and the EU as in America. Like kind of
Really?
Critical Role. Yeah, I feel like I've only ever seen it or heard about it in like American things, and I had no idea
That's
that we
weird.
even
I'm the
had it.
same as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not prevalent in New Zealand either.
Not really, no. It's something that it's like if you mention it, people are kind of like, oh, again, and I've talked about this, but it's like all of the like Americanized things that we get are like very
Worse.
like stereotypical things where it's like D&D is for like massive nerds who, you know,
Uh-huh.
have like ink repellent patches on their shirts.
So you gravitated towards it.
And well, initially, I had no freaking idea what the hell it was. I was like, "What the freak is that?" I don't know. Why am I saying freak? What the fuck is that? And I had, I had no idea or understanding of what the fuck it was, like at all. And it wasn't until somebody was like, actually, somebody who I really liked, and I thought was like exceptionally cool and just like very
He's
stylish.
not talking about me. I know it sounds like it. But...
But he was really nice, but he was like, oh, I'm doing this D&D campaign, and I was like, that thing that people do in America, and he was like, yeah, actually it's really rad. And I was like, oh, okay. And he kind of talked to me a bit about it, and I was like, actually this sounds super cool. But it's not something where it's like if I went up to people and I was like, hey, do you play D&D, most people would be like, I don't know what the hell that is.
They don't even know what it is.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Or they have like
Yeah,
a very
I don't know if
basic
really
notion of what it is, but not really.
most people in my life would have known what it was either.
Well, there's
Or
Stranger Things
Maybe like
now.
before. Yeah, Stranger Things
So-
and like Crit Roll and just generally streaming.
Mhm.
Like D&D is like kind of really popular on streams because it's just a perfect medium for it. I think
It is, yeah.
Mhm.
it just works so well. But like this was before that. Like this would be 2014 maybe, probably early, maybe 2013. I like somebody, my friend was just like, oh, I know a guy who works at Games Workshop and he's gonna run the thing because I want to give it a go or whatever. And we were like, cool, yeah, whatever. And we played it. This guy showed up and was like, do you want to do like role play or do you just want to kind of like get to know the crunchy mechanics side of it? And we were like, what the fuck do you mean? Do we want to role play? What are you talking about? No. I'm sorry. What have I agreed to? Like, I thought that we were going to put some like keys in a bowl or something. I was like, what do you mean? There's no way I can sit around with these guys and like pretend. I don't know why I thought this, but I was like, I just don't think I can do it even.
Yeah.
It just
Mhm.
weirded me out. And I think everyone else felt the same kind of. And he was like, yeah, cool. It's all good. Now it's so hysterical because I can put myself in his shoes and be like, no, I think you're not even going to enjoy this, but whatever. So we just played through like a scenario where he set up a little board and he played through like a basic, very simple, like couple of combat moments.
Mhm.
It was basically Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
And I went, cool, that was a fun board game. And I was like, that is not even nerdy, like at all. Like I've been playing Magic and Magic is way worse. What the fuck? That
Yeah.
was just kind of a board game, like whatever. And I was like, okay, so this whole D&D thing is like blown out of proportion. I kind of knew what like LARP was. I was like, I guess you could add more LARP to that kind of element, like roleplay element, but it still wouldn't feel like it was too crazy nerdy to me.
Mhm.
And that was I was like, yeah, it was great, but it was just a board game and I'll never play again. I don't care. And then many years later on a stream, one of my friends was like, why don't we play a game on the internet with things? And this was after I think I had seen like some Twitch streams of people playing it and thinking like, oh my god, these losers. Anyway, who knows how to GM? Anyone know a DM at all? And yeah, so I set up a game with my friend Matt, and we had a guy, Tom, set up a game and played a campaign that he had written called Chronicles of the Grey, which was just a homebrew thing.
Okay.
I played a character called MLG, which was a play on MLG because he would do flips into battle, and MLG was a meme at the time, I guess. And it was great. Yeah, I fell in love with Matt's character, who was a fish in a bowl, in a suit, like a mech suit. And they had a happy end. It was really weird because we had a lovely happy ending where the two of them went off, they got married and lived happily ever after. And
I love that so much.
And
Got married
yeah,
to
then
a
like
fish in a bowl.
Yep. And Matt, by the way, is a streamer called Krail, who you remind me of, and I spoke about it before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remind me of him so much, but like I don't know
Is his
why.
name Matt?
His real name is Matt.
That's
His
my real name.
No.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Sorry,
you.
I am Krail, just to let you know.
I think you are like it's the weirdest thing, and this is just like I tried to say this on stream the other day and was like, oh, as I'm speaking, I'm realizing I'm insane, but like he is from like one town over from where I was born, so we have a kind of similar accent. Like obviously I am English, right? So I have an English accent. He has an English accent. You don't. You're a different human being. He is a different human being. You aren't like but yet you speak the same.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but you speak the same and kind of sometimes kind of act the same. Just like when you're excitable, it reminds me of when he's excitable. But there's just something like I will drag him into a conversation with you one day just to put you both together because I just want to watch it for myself as an experiment. But it's just something about it. There's just like a strange element between the two of you that reminds me of it. Emma knows. Emma Pickles in the chat there, who is my wife, and she knows him. And there's just something very similar about you two in the way that you kind of speak, but yet you don't like have the same accent and stuff. So it's kind of like
All
I'm
right.
doing it again where I'm going insane on the internet.
No, that's fine. That's why we're here. That's why it's so late.
I guess it
We
is,
want you
yeah.
to go insane.
I'm so like I can barely form a sentence. I've been role playing as a fucking Irishman all night, and we have the Hell Let Loose thing as well.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really love that kind of a game when it is an event like that, when Darkside sets it up. It's like so perfect for it. But I feel like it's like that game Squad, if you ever played that. Reminds me of that a bit.
I've seen it, but I haven't played it.
It's like really good when there's a bunch of you playing it, but if you tried to play it by yourself, it would just be horrible, I feel like. I'm not sure.
I have tried, and it's not as fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, and just not like all about it. Anyway, this has been the most long-winded, boring answer of your life, but essentially that was, I think, how I got into the roleplay, was just through D&D, and then over the years since starting Table Story and running that with people and things and stuff, I've just kind of gotten more and more into the different aspects of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only really spent, because we actually met on Atlas,
which I thought you had completely forgotten about, by the way.
No.
Yeah, I thought
no.
you forgot that, and then you were like,
I
you
remember.
were playing that little guy, right?
Yeah, it was fucking awesome. We went out. I was smuggling guns for Black Wake, I think, and we come to buy them from you.
Yeah.
It was great. I felt like you played another character on that server as well that I knew, but I don't know. It probably wasn't you, but I feel like there was someone who was in the Black Wake. But
he did end up in Black Wake.
Argus joined, but it wasn't. I guess it wasn't you. There was like so many people on that server. Like I did this before as well, where someone was like, "Oh, hi Brad," they're like coming to the chat, and I was like, "Oh, it's you." Insert character name from Black Wake. This was like a year after the thing, and they were like, "I have no idea what you're talking about," and I was like, "Cool, just whatever." But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying now about you. That was how I knew you.
Yeah, that's how we met on Atlas.
Yeah, but why was I making that point?
Because you were talking about how much roleplay you've done, and you're like, you did.
Oh, right. So yeah, like, so we know each other pretty much exclusively through Atlas and now Wild RP.
Yeah.
Which is not something I've done a lot of. I've only really done that. So my stint on Atlas, which was pretty extensive, I streamed it for a long time and played on there as 3 different characters. Was like all I did.
Yeah.
Like
it was
that,
so good. It was so good.
I've not done any other like game RP. Like I played. I think I joined Conan for like an hour. A Conan.
It's a different
server.
Yeah, Conan's a different monster.
I like the game kinda, and I played
really
a bunch of the game, but I didn't. I didn't really get into it. I think I was just kind of like stalking Fist of the Walrus at the time, and I remember him being in it, and I was like, maybe I can join in with him because he's
I like
great.
stalking Fist as well, and so does B.
That is so rude. It's more the other way around. No, Fest and I have been friends for many, many years, and I've been his moderator and one of his artists for a long time. But yeah, he's one of my
I love
best
him
friends.
with all of my heart.
He's
me too.
I would take a full clip from an AK for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You have a clip.
No, I'd take a nuclear bomb up the ass for him. If it,
I feel like you do that anyways.
I mean, to be fair, there isn't much that I wouldn't put up my ass. So, you know.
All right, well, this has been great, guys. Thank you so much for having me.
And banned. Actually, Fist is the reason why I got into. I told this story, I think, earlier today. Fist is the reason why I got into roleplay. So,
it is?
He's fucking amazing.
From watching him?
Yeah, because I watched some random streamer whose name I don't even remember play Conan, and I was like, I want to be a part of this. How do I get into this? And he was like, he did that thing where he was like, you just started following me and you want to be on my server? Yep. And I was like, oh, all right, cool.
It was kind of him. I would have been way worse. I would have hired someone to find you.
But Fist was the
yeah.
exact opposite, and that's how.
Yeah, he's so much nicer than I am. I'm awful
Yeah.
at this point. I've been broken from years of just awful things on the internet, though.
Yeah.
I'm jaded and ruined.
Mm-hmm.
Fist is just so independent and like he's like just so okay with anything.
Yeah.
He's a very pure soul.
He just rolls
soul.
with stuff, and he doesn't. The thing is, he doesn't get involved in any bullshit.
No.
He doesn't want to be involved in it. He just creates what he wants to create, and then he turns it off and like goes and makes a steak and eats it and watches Family Guy or something, you know. And he's just like, that's it, and doesn't really do any of the industry shit,
No.
you know. I mean, I kind of
a
don't
very-
either, but I don't do it out of pure hatred, whereas he does it just because he's like a pure soul.
Mm-hmm.
He is, yeah. I was saying this to him the other day, actually, that I think he might be the most wholesome human being I've ever genuinely met. Like, he says something, but he's the kind of person who will like sit there and giggle for like 20 minutes at like a pee pee poo poo joke. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, you are so yeah, I feel like he just needs to be protected. Even though
I
he's
literally
the
said
most
to him once, I have poo poo in my bum bum, and he has never stopped saying it and laughing at it.
no.
He is.
He
He is, man.
he is the most chaotic human being I've ever met.
He's
It's
a lot
beautiful.
of most pure, most chaotic.
He deserves them.
Mhm.
He is
Most
the
wholesome.
most. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He's just the most.
Yeah. It's love.
Yeah, Fist.
It
We
is
should.
I think
have
I
Fist
met
on.
him on Atlas as well, you know.
Did you
It was
really?
like- I think so, yeah.
Is
'cause
that
I
how
didn't-
the fellowship was formed? Atlas.
I guess through something there, yeah. Who did I know then? It's kind of I definitely didn't know Fist. I guess I must have known Ven. I don't know how I ever met Ven or I don't know how I met Ven or Pony now.
It's
It's
a
so
mystery.
weird. I bet they do. They would totally. This is the type of thing that they would remember. They're like much more sentimental than me. I'm like,
You're-
who are you again? I'm sorry, you don't know who I am. Stay away from me. No, I don't know, but I definitely didn't know Fist when I first started Atlas because I was watching his streams, just being so blown away by like
Mhm.
how good. One of the first streams I watched. This is so insane that I remember this, but he had been taken captive and was in a cage on a boat, and he was like being sold to someone or something.
Yeah.
And his old gang. This was Wienerlock.
Yes, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
And there was like a transition thing where he kind of had to talk his way around and then ultimately kind of ended up joining somewhat to the Black Wake stuff. That was like some of the first stuff I saw, and it was really fucking good. Like, it was just so interesting to watch. And one of the things that has stuck with me since then is how somehow he can play these like ridiculous, almost comedy, just pure comedy characters and still put them into a serious scene and role play it effectively. And I can't fucking do that. Like I made Tar in this precision strike so that he can go between two different
That's
tones.
exactly what Tar is. I mean, he's so comedic, but then when it's serious, he can do that.
That's what I want, because one of the things that I absolutely struggled with on Atlas that just haunted me every time I would do a scene with someone. If I was playing like a serious character in it, but everyone around me was kind of being more comedic or having fun or being slapstick.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I couldn't join in, and it would kill me,
Right?
because I just want to be stupid all the time. But then on the flip side, if you're a comedy character in a serious scene, there's like not a lot you can do with it. And it's frustrating because you're like, oh, I can't really join in. And also I feel like I'm just ruining something else. What is happening? Are you on a boat? on a fucking barge? What the hell was that?
It's my family moving chairs along the floor upstairs.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like it. It's because I can't tell whether it's my mind imploding or your family moving chairs around. It's Susan.
Susan. It's Susan moving chairs
It's
around
Susan.
right now.
And if you mention it to her, she will stab you.
Yeah, I believe that. But yeah, that was one thing I did with Tar, actually, weirdly enough, because I knew that I wanted a character that can just fucking I can wander over to anyone on the server, and then the energy I get, I can reciprocate somewhat, you know, or just go from fucking one thing to another, because that was something that I struggled with. And Fist somehow can make a 100% comedy character, and yet somehow when the things go down, when my character died on that, my main character Victor Shatterstone, he died in a game of gay chicken with fists. Wienerlock killed him. And it was ridiculous. But like the thing that was so insane about it is I had a very serious character and he had a pure comedy character, and then they had this weird scene where my character fell off a cliff and died. He was called Victor Shatterstone, and immediately Fist was making a joke about how his legs shattered on the stone below him or something like that.
Right.
But then, weirdly enough, like it went really seriously because I was the head of the family and the head of this kind of group. So actually, a lot of the people on the Golden Rose were like freaking out and potentially going to hunt down and kill Wienerlock. And you know how it can do that kind of shift. And it actually went from like Wienerlock went from like I watched his stream after I died because I was like I got to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Become like a bunch of like really serious role play. Come off of it, and I was just like, it's so crazy to me that he can do that. He can kill a man with gay chicken, and then it becomes as serious as like an episode of The Sopranos afterwards, and as well like kind of produced because he's you know, we're all live producing stuff as it goes,
right?
Somewhat. It's insane. Anyway, that's enough. Are we gonna gush about Fist for?
We could.
6 hours. I think I probably could as well. My dog is so annoying. Dude, what do you want? The whole time we've been doing this, he's been coming after me.
Okay.
Oh my god!
We know what we're doing for the next hour and a half.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What kind of dog is that?
Merlin?
Yeah,
Love
he
it.
is. So you know that horse Pigeon? It's based on my real dog. My character Tar always talks about his horse that had a demon in it, and that is because that horse was bugged. 100% the most bugged. Yeah, dude. Like I couldn't control it. Whenever I got I thought it was just the first day I had the horse. I'll do this for you so you can see him because you're still leaning for like apps. Pure evil. He's a toy poodle border terrier mix, by the way. If you know what that means,
I don't.
It just means
he's adorable.
It means he's hyper intelligent and really annoying. So he uses the intelligence to be
annoying,
outwit me. Yeah. But like that horse I had was so weird. It like I couldn't control it, so I'd have to like role play so much that like I can't control my horse, but I literally would be pressing like W, and the horse was just going like hard left, and I was like, what the? I can't control this thing, and it spent, you know, like when the horses get like angry in the game and you have to kind of calm them down.
Yeah.
It was in that state perpetually. Nothing calmed it down. No
It's got
food
a
or anything.
demon in it.
I thought I was playing the game wrong when I first joined the server. I was like, oh fuck, I need to find like, do I need to feed the thing? Like, do I need to find a particular food? Like, do certain horses respond to certain things? So I like went through all this shit where I was buying all this shit, role playing out, like trying to feed him shit. That like, is it a sugar cube? And it was just making him worse. He would just kick the fuck out of me every time. It was so annoying. And so I was like, oh, it's evil. You know, that's it. He's evil. And Perfect. It's so funny because all my character would do would just be like rip on this horse being just the worst.
I love that. I also had a very evil. He's so cute.
That is the horse right there.
This is basically the relationship I have with this dog.
Little doggy.
He's gonna act really cute and nice now though, but he is evil and you would hate him. And I'm selling him if you want to buy it.
I will buy him. I love dogs. Here's the thing. I only recently have got a dog. My entire family for almost my entire life have only ever had cats. Like even my extended family, none of them had a dog. And I was like, I'll probably never enjoy like having one. They seem like so much work. And then I got Twiggy, who's not here right now. Normally she's here. And she is like the cutest and the sweetest things. But at the same time, there are times where I'm like, I really dislike you, like right
Yeah, it's
now
time to
in
die
this
now.
moment. Yeah. Where I'm like, I severely dislike you.
Yeah.
Like the time that I used to do acting classes forever and ever ago. And in this acting class, they're like, you need to write out your scripts. And I was like, okay. And because I'm pedantic and because I need to make things fun and interesting for myself, I spent like several hours sitting down and writing it all in this brand new notebook that I bought. And I used like all these really fancy pens, and there was like different color coding and stuff. And I was like super excited about it, and it was completely unnecessary, but I worked really hard on it. And literally, I went out, I came home, and my dog had completely destroyed the entire book. And I in that moment, I felt just such immense amounts of rage. And I just had to very quietly be like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Please don't come near me. Go outside.
I'm not
Yeah.
mad.
I'm not mad.
That's
I'm
what
just
my dog is like.
disappointed.
He will one thing that like when I figured out knew that he was like too intelligent for a dog was when I got my second dog, which was and is a Labrador. And she is dumb as shit. Absolutely nothing going on in that brain. But extremely independent and like really easy to deal with, kind of. The only issue with her is that she's very sickly. Just so happened to be this thing. So you sort of have, you have to keep an eye on her health wise. But other than that, she will like go off into another room and just lay down and feed herself and just live. Doesn't need
My favorite
attention,
kind
doesn't
of
even
dog.
want it. Just chilling.
Head
comes
empty.
in,
No thoughts.
nothing going on at all.
That's Twig a lot of the time.
Right. This dog will he actually has the ability to like bide his time, which I was like, I didn't think dogs had the ability to like think forward. Like my other dog can only live in the moment. You put food in front of her and she's like, and that's the end of it. He will memorize shit where it is and wait for me to like leave or look away and shit. And then he'll like kind of like, oh, I'm just gonna go over there and yeah, I'm just gonna probably just wait till you leave the room, and then he'll go for the thing. And it can be like break into shit as well. He'll like break into boxes and I'm like, I will find like destroyed shit that I'm like, where even did you find this? And how did you? This is from 3 weeks ago, and you have been waiting all this time for me to like leave it unattended, and you knew there was like some shit in it. I don't know what. And he will always figure out a way. He sneaks off. If there's gloom, he does the thing in D&D where rogues can hide in shadow and teleport 30 feet into another shadow. This looks like
shadow step.
You can't see him at night. I've spent like an hour before just kind of like talking to a pile of clothes and found out that it wasn't him because he looks like a bunch of clothes. And in fact, he was in the trash eating his fill of bullshit.
Do you think he sets it up like he uses little paws to make a pile of clothes and then
he's escaped locked rooms before, and it's fucking weird. And I still just I'm convinced he has like a shadow form or a mist form that he can do. Like once a month, he has the ability. He's like, I'm going to use it on this, and he just kind of permeates through a fucking keyhole and goes and steals some shit. And I'm like, how the fuck? You were in a locked room. So I make a joke that he's an SCP, if you know what that is.
I love that.
He is one. And my bathroom is an SCP containment chamber because it's the only room he's never escaped from for some reason. And so a lot of the time I would say shit like that because it's just so weird. And I'm like, how are you like, obviously you've outwitted me. That's what happened. Somehow you've tricked me. How? You're a dog. Like how are you even close?
I love it.
But you've done it.
His name's Merlin for a reason. You've just aptly named him.
I actually called him Merlin because when he's got an old man's face, and he even had that when he was a little puppy, and we were in the.
That's great.
My first ever dog. Me and my sister went to pick him up because at the time I was living at my mum's house with my sister, and we went to pick up all these dogs, and they're like, well, we went to pick up a dog, and all these little fucking puppies were in there, and they all looked pretty similar. But like the girls were really fluffy and kind of poodle fur-y, and the boys were less they were more like wiry fur, like a border terrier might look. You can Google it. All of them jet black, but there were two that stood out to us. There was one that was fucking beautiful. I don't even know how to describe it. Just I know that grew up to be like a show dog. Just absolutely the most perfect dog in every way. Just really cute looking little puppy face. And there was another one that had an old man's face, and I was like, that
Old
one.
man
And my
face.
sister was like, no, what are you talking? Get any of the like literally any of the other ones. And there was so it was a family that had all these dogs. I think he's an accident child. You know, like when that happens, they're like, oh, a border terrier run in, and now my dog is pregnant, baby. And I said to like this kid, there was a kid there. I don't know why. It's a family house. And I was like, okay, if you had to name like one trait from these two dogs, what would it be? And he pointed at the beautiful one and was like, that one's sleepy. I was like, lame. And then he went, that one there, and pointed at Merlin, the old man face. He went, that one's the protector. And I was like, dude, that's fucking dope,
that's fucking dope.
I was like, okay,
That's fucking
I was like,
dope.
that one. I
I'm
picked him up and I walked out. I threw a bunch of money and I left. Little did I know that the worst trait you can get in a dog is the protector, because all he does is bark at everything, just constantly. He's like, there's a fly nearby, man. We're going to die. I'm like, fuck off, dude. Shut the fuck up. It's 4 a.m. And it's the worst thing ever. But he had this little old man's face. So we were coming up with names. I came up with a bunch of awesome names for like old men. A lot of them were like Final Fantasy characters or like random shit that like my mom or my sister had never heard of. Like they were just not into any of them until I got down to like Gandalf and Merlin.
Yeah.
And like I was like, what about this fucking name that sucks now? Because all the good ones you've never heard of, you know, because it was a fucking obscure reference from Final Fantasy IV. Until we just landed, and like we were borderline arguing by the time I went Merlin, and they were like, yeah, fine, sure, whatever, who cares? And then that was how he got the name Merlin. He's got an old man's face.
I love that so
I love
much.
Merlin.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I hate him.
More of Merlin.
Please hate him.
Well, I mean, like Twiggy, I don't know if you heard her just before. We live really close to a main road, and literally there's people walking up and down the path all the time. And every time anybody ever walks past the front gate, it's like they're coming into the house to brutally murder us all with a battle
under
axe.
attack.
Yeah.
That's what the assassins meme is in your chat right there from Platypus. Like,
yeah.
Okay,
like when he starts barking, I'm like, that
he thinks there's assassins.
Yeah, I'm like, the joke is like, there's not assassins coming again. It's just a man on the other side of the street. You know what I mean? Like, it's the same old man that walks past. But Merlin is like, we're under attack. Get back. Get to the safe room. You know, call the police. We're all going to die. And he's just going insane. And I'm like, nothing is like, literally there isn't even a sound. You're not even reacting to anything. You just woke up weird.
I discovered, actually, weirdly enough, recently. So my friend is currently doing deliveries and stuff for like Uber Eats, right? And apparently,
what do you mean and stuff? What else do they do?
Yeah. What happens when they deliver the food?
What's the and stuff? Yeah.
Uber Eats, and they get a really big tip.
But he said that apparently there's some kind of like customer rating system or something along those lines where you can be like, hey, like be careful going to like this house, like these people are weird or they have like, you know, XYZ.
Wait. And how did he find this out? Who told him that?
He told me this.
Word of mouth?
He told you.
Yeah.
Oh no, here's my paranoia kicking in. Yeah. Where is this information being stored? Do I have a file?
Yeah. I don't know. We never classify any of this. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, do the delivery drivers have their own app where they can put notes in?
I don't know.
They're like,
I don't know if it's like
answers the door in his underwear
or what it is. But he was like, apparently there's like a whole bunch of people. By the way, I was drunk when I heard this information, and on top of that, okay, fuck you. And on top of that, he was talking to me about it, but I was also in the process of trying not to throw up. So I was struggling to really hear everything that was being said to me at the time.
Why was he telling you this, right?
Because he's one of those people, bless him, where he just wants
bleeding out. He's like, oh, by the way,
listen.
So Uber Eats actually have like a secret database in which they keep like random. You're like, oh, there's blood running down the back of an ambulance.
Exactly.
Like, clear, boom. He's just sitting there going. So they got this thing where they kind of keep all this data. Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah,
Like
amazing.
your friend.
Yeah, so he's one of those people, bless him, where it's like you could literally be in the middle of talking about something, but he's just one of those people where he doesn't necessarily understand social cues, and he just wants to tell you about something, even if you're blatantly not listening. He's like, I just need to tell you about this thing. So I, again, in the process of trying not to throw up, I'm drunk. He's telling me this, but he said, the other day I was delivering food to your house, and I was like, oh, weird. And I was like, well, I wasn't at home. My brother was. And he was like, yeah, I think it was for your brother. But anyway, do you know, I went and found out there's warnings about your house. And I was like, why? Why are there warnings about my fucking house? And it's because Twiggy is a staffy, and she looks really scary, but is the most passive dog on the planet. She's the kind of dog where she gets upset if my door even slightly creaks, because she's like, something's going to come in and kill me. And she'll like come and cower under my sheets. Like, she's so passive. Yeah. But she has this really bad habit of the second that anybody even gets remotely close to the door, or like starts walking down the pathway, she will stand at the little glass window that's like right next to the door and will like growl and bark and will like
just looks terrifying.
I will fuck you
looks
up.
absolutely terrifying, but the second you open the door, she's like, oh, okay, I'm good. Then she'll just like walk off.
Me?
Yeah. But there have been warnings about my house because they're like, they have a scary dog. Just leave the food there if you can.
Leave it and run.
Leave.
I think that's good.
That's great though. I like that. Yeah, I don't want to fucking
leave the food. I don't need any sort of
dude, if I've got an open window, throw it through.
Yeah, I would like that.
I will be sat there, throw it into my mouth, dude.
I'll unhinge my jaw.
Yeah, dude. The whole point that you exist is because I'm so lazy.
Yeah.
You know?
I've literally thought about this.
Put it in my mouth.
You have like delivery instructions for things like Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Could you realistically give them bizarre instructions about where to leave the food, and would they do it?
Because I ask them not to ring the doorbell, and half of them can't even do that.
They don't,
so no.
You could
would love
try.
It.
Yeah.
I would love it if I could, because I've like left them like weird things before. However, actually, here's a fun story. I actually still have the receipt, but a little while ago, I was having like a really sad bar humbug day, and I was just not having a good time. Yeah, and so I ordered pizza, and in the pizza delivery, I was like, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I had a bad day. Can you draw something on the box? And they literally delivered it, and I have
Is it the receipt.
They said they didn't draw on the box, but they gave me a poem on the receipt about a cat. And it is still, to this day, one of my most favorite things I've ever been given. Look, literally, here's my fucking receipt.
Just a white piece of paper.
They wrote a poem on the back.
Wow, that's actually a lot of writing.
On my wall, because it is my favorite thing on the planet.
Well, are you going to read it, or do we have
to beg?
Yes,
and so they drew, I don't know if you can see it. Wait. Yeah, they drew a cat. There you go, there's the cat.
That's not bad. This is a pretty good cat.
Yeah, and and it says, here is a cat. He's a bit of a mess, so we'll call him Smudge. He looks like his face met a wooden bat or got hit too hard with a nudge. Oh fudge. I'm sorry you've had a bad day. An idea I offer, if I may, when you can't make your heart flutter or nudge, that you remember this funny cat Smudge and the pizza boy trying to spark some joy. Enjoy the pizza.
Wow.
That's better service than I've ever gotten for anything that I've paid for.
It is the most wholesome thing I've ever received, and I've kept it all these years because I was like, this is the best thing I've ever received.
All these years, I thought you said it just happened.
No, listen, I have a weird concept.
She wrote that herself. That was a whole
I
bit
wrote that myself.
She's like, I need to be more entertaining on the podcast.
She's been like trickling in like Uber Eats stuff to try and like steer the conversation towards like that.
I've been doing a lot of research on Uber Eats. I've got some stories tonight, boys.
Yeah.
What if I had a friend that used to do Uber Eats and they had like a secret database?
Yeah, just fucking throw that in. Do they? No, I don't think they do. Yeah, they do. They do. Trust me, because I need it for this story.
They do. Yeah, no, it is a
prop
fact.
that I prepared.
It is a fact. Absolutely.
And I think glued to my roof,
and
by
she
the way.
drew
Where
this
did you
cat.
get that from?
I drew the cat myself.
She drew it herself and she's like, I'm really proud of this drawing. Don't you guys think it's good?
She was doodling on a receipt and she went, dude, how do I show everyone this?
Yeah,
we figured it out.
I just need people to think that I have a really interesting life. So hold on, let me just whip out this.
Just tell the Peeve story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh god, no more. If people want to see that, they know where to go to see it.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
It is 11:49.
All right. Well, thanks so much for having me, guys.
No, it's time for Ask That Question, where we ask the same question to every guest. Now, I have a special request for BradWOTO where we're going to ask you the original question, which we have stopped because it makes people uncomfortable. And then we're going to ask you the new question after that. So the original question is,
oh God.
Who would you...
8 inches, move on.
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what?
He said 8 and...
8. That's about what I was thinking.
It's really not.
The original question is, who would you, what RP character would you, Brad, smash in real life?
From what? From Wild RP?
Sure.
I can't answer McGregor, but I want to.
I mean, if it is that your honest answer? Like,
what does McGregor look like? Is he muscular?
Yeah,
he's a face like a crescent moon. I discovered without a beard on.
He's bulky, muscular.
I literally imagine him like a giant, like red bison.
He's hairy. I don't think he's that hairy.
Shaved bison, then.
Giant red bison.
I don't know. Let me try and think about what I'm into. I guess I don't know, man. Maybe I'm too new to the fucking thing. Who do we have? I like it honestly might literally be McGregor. I'm kind of honestly struggling to figure out who. I don't know if anyone would really honestly appeal to me that much that I've met so much in this game so far. I know everyone thinks Jodie Quinn, but here's something that Emma said to me. Jodie Quinn's horse is too small.
His horse is too small?
Yeah. Ruined. He needs a bigger horse. It's just embarrassing. You know?
What is he
He'd be like,
riding?
I'm Jodie Quinn. Fuck it. I'm going to change your life with this dick. And you'd be like, oh, fuck it. Here we go. And he's like, get on my horse. And this fucking little thing comes out. And you're like, what? That's your horse, dude? It'd be like, if like...
change your life with my dick.
Imagine that, like, it's literally the equivalent of like, you know, like in the like classic, like, cool boyfriend trope on like the motorcycle that comes to pick up the girl and the parents
and it was
like
a
him.
Scooter.
And he comes out on a fucking one of those little like tiny little ped bikes that they had, the little fucking things. And you'd be like, oh, well, it's ruined forever. There's no way.
Like,
and that's
McGregor rides in with this majestic, massive steed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because everyone else is just a fucking nightmare. On the whole thing, including Tar. Everyone else is just a nightmare to deal with. The hypocrisy, the gossip, the bullshit, the lies. Some of them are criminals. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. Like I would. There's no way, dude. I'm gonna spend any time with any of these people again, including Tar. Fuck that, dude. Tar is like half. He's like 1/3 me because everyone has. You can't not because of improv. 1/3 kind of like just an open canvas for me to see what environmental things influence him. Like he doesn't know fuck all about anything until you tell him, you know what I mean? There's so many times where I mute the fucking thing and I'm like, they just, as far as Tara is concerned, this means that now. And then I carry on. You know what I mean?
That's why you're like, I couldn't hear a fucking thing you just said. What?
All the time.
You're telling chat.
But he's thinking in his head, he's like, all right, so, okay, so like today it was something to do with like, oh, I can't remember, I don't care. And then, but then the final third of like his whole character is just all of my cousins when I were growing up. And they're awful. They're literally just the pikeys. I don't know if you know what that means though. They're like,
I think so.
He doesn't. Just like traveling gypsies.
Yeah.
Like Tar, I have this thing with Tar where he's trying to be like kind of his own man and be appealing and be, you know, just fit in and stuff. But then he'll see like a dead possum on the side of the road and he's like, yeah, I'll keep that. Yeah. Kuta gave him a bat at one point, and Tar was like, this is the greatest gift I've ever been given, and immediately sold it. And it's just based on shit that my cousins would do. My cousins are like literal, like, the reason I can call Tar a pikey and a gypsy and shit like that is because I'm allowed. And that's the rules on the internet. If you are the thing, you can say the word. No?
Right.
So I get to do it. And this isn't my channel, so I'm going to
That's why I can call people idiots all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, he's very much based on my cousin. Like one story of my cousins, I remember I went to my cousin's house and one of my cousins was bleeding because another one had stabbed him in the thigh with a screwdriver.
The fuck?
Yep. And the whole thing was over the fact that their dad had brought a new set of, I don't know if it was a fishing pole or a new set of golf clubs or some fucking trivial bullshit. I don't know what, something like that, whatever.
Right.
And like he brought it back and was like, this is brand new, put it down. And like within the hour, they had stolen it and sold it for money to do whatever with. Like that's the household. And then because like one of them sold it and didn't share the money, the other one stabbed the other one.
With a
like this is what I walked into and I was like, okay, this is normal. My tiny, fragile, warped little mind was like, cool, this is...
That's what I'm supposed to do when someone doesn't share money with me. Okay.
And so like there's a lot of stuff that I will have Tar do that that will kind of, it just makes sense. Like even like, so yesterday Tar got into a fight out because the fucking NPCs are insane. They're all warped at the moment and violent.
Yeah.
Since the patch. So I was standing at the tea place and I knew it, dude. I was muted as I walked out the door and I was like, I'm not going to stand too near to that NPC. And then immediately Faye was like, or Amber was like, come and look at this thing that is dangerously close to these psychotic NPCs at the moment that have got the AI in them has been cranked up to 11 with violence. And I was like, yeah. And then, so they just attacked him or whatever. He gets knocked out. And I just like role played it afterwards. Like, it's all good. This happens all the time because my cousins would just fucking knock each other out and then get up and be like, you're a dick, and go to a pub and get drunk. And I'm like, you're concussed. You know? You've just been knocked out, but you know what? They get into a pub and they get into a fight and they get knocked out outside the pub. And then 5 minutes later, because you're normally knocked out for a few seconds, they come back in and just carry on drinking and shit. They just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like if I walked outside now and got knocked out by two guys, it would be like my whole year I would be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people I know like that in Christchurch, which is a very, very large town on the South Island and where most of my family are from, where it's just like they just don't give a shit.
I wonder what they named it after.
But I have a story that's kind of similar to that, but it wasn't within my family, it was within my friends.
Hold on, wait a minute. He's just completely dodged the question.
Oh, that's true.
What? What's the question again?
Who would Brad smash?
I wouldn't. Anyone.
Nobody.
That's fair.
Even
really
PB answered.
PB gave quite a few answers, if I recall.
Well, PB is currently, as Sparks, actively gatekeeping all of the men. So, yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't think that she is actively gatekeeping every man on the server for herself? I'm just stirring shit because I'm out of character, so I get to do the meddling that I've promised I won't do.
Good God.
Yeah, you're right. She is doing that.
I'm trying to think, man. I really don't. Maybe I don't know enough people. There is.
I ship Sparks with literally all the men, says Jaguar. Wow.
Jag's insane and just shipping it. If there's two people on the screen, she's like, oh my God, they're in love.
That's why I made her my mod.
I don't know. I think for me now, it just has to be someone who's like the character on the server who is the most. This is so lame, dude. I want to be like, yeah, fucking McGregor because he's got a fat cock, but like the true answer is just like that. It would have to be someone who is not insane, and like I can't deal with insanity anymore. Like this is so funny.
Who isn't insane on the server?
Right. That's the thing. This is what I mean. Everyone is just ridiculous.
One of the NPCs in San
a K-drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to be like something like that. But someone who isn't like insane,
Pearly,
who isn't
maybe?
a criminal, who is maybe a little more insane than Pearly.
He's too level-headed. I need some flavor.
He's like a real person. It's frighteningly good RP.
Yeah. It is so good.
Yeah.
I met Pearly today and I had an absolute blast.
Yeah. But like it would have to be someone who's like kind of just wants to chill and like hang out and but also like not always hang out. And then but like there's no like fear there. They're not going to run off and die because they're a fucking criminal, or maybe even law. Like McGregor really isn't an option because I don't think I could be bothered with like, oh, there he's riding off to fucking solve another crime. Oh, he's come back with another broken arm. It's gonna heal in a day.
Hey, come on. It took longer than that.
Everyone's shit heals in a day. It's fucking what are you gonna do? Fucking role play a broken arm out, man. It's fucking horrific.
Yeah. It took 3 days. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, maybe. So I don't know who that is. That's what I'm asking you because you probably know a lot more people. I'm quite new to it, and I've been very insulated with a few friends.
Who's the most stable, like normal? I don't know.
Stable. And modern.
There are none.
Because it'd have to be modern as well. I feel like Tara is like the only like non-modern character by there. Because everyone's like, yeah, you got a fat cock. I want to suck it. And Tara's like, we shouldn't be talking about that. It's 1901. How dare you?
Well, it's an alternate reality, Brad. All right.
All right.
We're more forward thinking in the crossing.
But it's hard to pick.
I don't think anybody in the crossing legitimately is in any way in their sound mind.
I know I'm answering it too seriously, and I should probably just fucking take McGregor as my answer if you want my joke answer. But if you want a serious answer, I really am struggling to think of someone because it has to be someone who really just is like level-headed, down to earth, and willing to have an authentic relationship with me. That is just a true. Just can we not no fucking around? Like, how are you doing? What are you up to? Let's discuss some fucking important shit and also make a fucking fart joke. And then also, I'm going over there today and I want to fucking hear from you and it also not be a thing. And then I'll see you tomorrow and it's all good. No one in that fucking, no one. Everyone's insane. I'm liking Tar's relationship with Amber right now, but she's going to friend zone him in 2 days and we're going to have to fucking deal with. There's going to be there's the
quadruple friend zoned.
The quad friend zone is going to be beautiful when Tar's trying to drown himself in Moonstone Pond. I think I could probably settle down with someone like Amber. I think I could probably settle down with someone like Sparks as well, but that's because Sparks is very much like PB, and she's like probably is my best friend in real life. So it's kind of hard not to, kind of maybe.
All right, I guess.
I don't know many other people.
Okay.
Like Jody and all that, they're all mental, and definitely not the fucking Wallaby kid.
That guy.
Walked past him, dude. I literally walked past him and didn't know it was him, and it's so funny, dude. Because I was
did you today when McGregor arrested him? You walked past him?
No, we met him before that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He was walking in. I literally had just gotten changed in the fucking outfitters in Saint Denis, and I saw an NPC walk in. And I don't know why. I was just because I saw the door open, and in my head I told them to go outside, because when you leave the clothing store, but you're in all of it and you have to quickly turn it all off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I refused. I was like, get out. You see this? It's like you have to see it
broken.
How I want you to see it, not weird. Like I've come walking out with. Like a fucking Joey in Friends, where he's got all of his fucking layers on,
doing lunges.
So I was like, you gotta get outside, and then the door, as I was walking out of the shop, the door opened, and I was like, how could they do this to me? They broke this promise to me that they wouldn't come back in, and it was an NPC doing that like weird slow NPC walking into the shop thing. And I just walked past it. It was Verts. It was the Wallaby kid. I don't even know why. He looked so distinct with his hat and shit as well, but I just wasn't thinking, and I guess I was thinking about what I was going to say, like how I was going to present this thing to them. So I walked out and was showing them this stuff. And then he walks back out and stands behind me and does this thing where he's like, oh, does any of you have $20? And like as Tar just fucking pale, blood goes cold. It's the fucking Wallaby kid. I've been paranoid about him getting out. I knew his getting out date. My plan yesterday when he got out was literally to sit on the sheriff's thing in Rhodes, just sit on the porch until one of you moved me off, and then just keep going back. But everything happened and I didn't do it. Yeah, and then fucking, half an hour later he's walking down the street and McGregor's got a gun at the back of his head. Today was insane. What the fuck was going on? Is it crazy NPCs and like Wallaby kid shit?
I think so, but I don't actually know. I came into the.
You not know?
I came into the.
You arrested him.
Well, I knew that part, but I don't know what happened to him, and I don't know where all the fucking gunshots came from. Like, I ride into town and there's like 17 gunshots. For some reason with my game, I can never fucking tell where gunshots are coming from. So I'm riding around in circles. Like, where the fuck did that come from? Shouting for people to help me. Fucking Dallas is walking out. He's just murdering an NPC.
Just murdering a man. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this fella just came into the gun store and I shot him dead. Fucking what? Okay, take him to the med tent. And then I walk up to go and help somebody else who was downed, and the Wallaby kid is just slowly walking through the fucking town. Like, what is happening?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to know either. Like properly.
No,
I mean,
me neither.
I feel like I'm not gonna have any. Like, I know for a fact that Verts was actively hunting me out of character, and it was so funny to play. Dude, I 100%, because he sent me a fucking message after I had like one of my first interactions with him where he was like, oh, I was waiting outside of Rhodes for 30 minutes to get you today. And I was like, fucking great. Now I'm actually paranoid out of character, so I'm bleeding that into the fucking roleplay. And I spent the whole time just so paranoid about him coming to get me, and no one gave a fuck. Because Tar is like, the Wallaby kid's coming to get me, and they're like, no, he's not. What are you
why would he
talking
do
about?
that?
Yeah, but he was. And no one believed me. There was even a point where I was like, McGregor, he just chased me from BradWOTO to Rhodes, and he's over there waiting to get me. And McGregor was like, fuck up. I'll go over there and talk to him, but there's no way, But I know, Brad knows, because it's Verts, and I know that he's fucking hunting me down in any game we're ever playing. And it was beautiful. But yeah, I don't know what the deal is with what happened today with the Wallaby kid. But I know Verts well enough because he's a fucking look. He's in the chat. I'm gonna make him feel weird about it, but he's such a loser. He thinks he's in his own head that he thinks like his shit is so like bad, or not even bad, but he worries that it might be bad, and it's like some of the best shit you'll ever watch.
His RP
on
today
YouTube or on
was
Twitch.
fantastic.
Insanely good, because he does this thing where it's quite clever, and I think he does it with so many of his characters, where he will present like a almost comical, almost always like a comical version, or a caricature would probably be a better word, a caricature character that has these like definitive like overt silly features or something like that, and defining elements to them that are obvious, but it takes a really long time for Verts to reveal to you that there are so many more layers underneath that.
Yeah, he's an
that he
ogre.
has thought out and planned, probably, and he's been playing this character for months on a server or something or whatever, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
because that was from the beginning. You've planned this for so long, and like, he will even present it. He never. I am too like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I have to kind of, I will tell people, be like, oh, I kind of designed this to happen, or like I wanted this in the character's backstory or something because it will help with this. Whereas Verts will never tell you that shit. You just find it out in a moment that must have happened today, between him and Sparks, from what I understand. And you're like, fuck, dude, it's so good the way he does that shit. But he's also a dick, so it balances out.
Yeah,
Really.
agreed.
It's a shame, really.
I wanted to ask, before we get to the real ask that question, I wanted to ask, how did you, so you did
I'm not answered.
No, that was the old one. We don't do that one anymore because it makes people uncomfortable.
Oh, all right. I guess it did make me uncomfortable, but it was just more that I couldn't answer it.
Okay, fair.
You know.
But I wanted to ask, you said that you did
What did PB
Atlas.
answer? I'm gonna keep interrupting, and I'm so sorry, but
What did PB? She said Frankie.
Herbie was one of them.
Well, she said a lot of names, but I think she settled on Frankie.
bullshit. All right. What did Leah say?
We didn't ask Leo, I don't think.
Oh, she was before.
Yeah, she was after.
Probably
we
a
changed
really
it.
good idea considering the fucking week she's had
Mm-hmm.
in the fucking thing. All right, then go on. And what's your question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you after Atlas, what made you come back to roleplay on Wild RP?
Oh, this is a depressing answer. Do you really want me to answer this?
Only if you feel
it's
comfortable.
depressing?
Yeah, it's purely it's the most depressing thing you're ever going to hear.
Okay. Not the answer I'm expecting, but
No. I can make up a comedy answer if you want.
no,
No.
don't make anything up.
Okay. I don't know what you want from me.
Yeah,
I
don't
know you
make
sent me
anything
this
up
thing. You were like,
the,
don't say this,
like
don't say
the
that.
smug-
This is your scripted response to this question. I don't understand what 7B is, but like, do I really have to say that later on?
Mhm.
It's weird. Okay.
Yeah, you'll understand when it happens.
Two things happened. One of them was at PB's birthday. It was my birthday gift to her. She'd been asking me to get on Wild RP for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, it's going to ruin my life.
Because you'll get
I can't be
addicted.
bothered. I just can't be bothered. Like the drama of out of character drama, people who just can't fucking separate themselves from their character and the bleed, and they're just fucking, and then the messaging you get, you know, fucking 2 a.m. someone being like, so you ruined my life, and
That's
when
happened to you?
when you handed me this thing, and then that happened, and then you said that in character, destroyed everything, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm sitting there eating ice cream naked, watching anime, like forgotten completely about everything I've done, you know, on Atlas or something. I fucking hate. I feel like I really like role playing with like certain types of people and certain things. Then sometimes I'll just encounter people and I'm like, go fuck yourself. Literally never fucking, I never want to see you in this game again. Like there are characters on Wild that are just playing someone from 2022 on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Why are you even saying this? You know, like I'll just fucking, I don't know. There's just so many things that I'm like, oh wow. I know that I'm going to say something to you in character and you're going to fucking twit longer me. And I can't be bothered. And so there was like a lot of stuff. When the other thing is that it's like a fucking second life. Like it's so hard for me. I will roleplay shit into the ground. I will roleplay it like I think like I will get a little wobbly usually with this kind of thing because it's like 12 hours of roleplay. So like having a fuck around and being a bit silly with some things or whatever, or like crack a joke that doesn't make sense because it's kind of meta is whatever.
Because you've been role playing for 12 hours and you're exhausted. It happens.
Yeah, but like I really try to role play it realistically. And I'm like, I only know what I know as the thing, and I only know, and this, it doesn't make sense that I would ever know that. And why, I would never say that, even though it makes sense out of character, or I should probably say that because you're going to get annoyed with me if I don't or something. You have that line sometimes where you're like, oh, probably just going to fucking not because whatever. I fucking never, I will role play it to death. I destroyed a D&D campaign once because like the BradWOTO, I don't know if you know that, is another streamer who co-created Table Story with me, was running a campaign and he had built like a whole fucking dungeon with a boss battle and all this shit. I got up to the fucking, like we got into the dungeon and we began the thing and I got to a point and I just went, my character wouldn't do any of this shit. And I went, I'm leaving. Just left. And I know as a DM that he built so much shit. He built a whole dungeon. I fucking know how much effort went into this thing, and I just went no and left. And I've never felt such guilt. And so this is such a long-winded answer. I've done it again. So incredibly boring. Can I give you a different answer?
I like your answers.
No,
yes,
your answer is it's PB's birthday, and also.
And also, so last year I went through an extreme depressive episode during winter. Winter is awful for me. I'm on the edge the whole time.
Oh boy, do I feel that, yeah.
It is like a fucking ramp up to Christmas Day of just insanity until I hit like a crescendo on like the last few days of December where anything goes. Who knows, man? Rolling a dice, death saves every day. And then a steady wind down like January and February usually. I have only recently kind of realized that this is kind of the case. I don't know. I'm not going into it. No one cares. Everyone feels the same. But last year I went insane and I went on antidepressants again for the first time since I was a kid. And I was like, oh, let's just see. Fuck it. Let's just see, if it helps. Who knows? I don't know. I'm older now. I didn't like it before. It just felt like it kind of deleted my personality and I felt weird about it and I didn't like that. I was like, you know what? I'd rather feel the pain, man, or something like that.
I've had the same issue with mine, so I get it.
Yeah, I just didn't like that feeling, but I thought, well, maybe I'll go on them. So last year I went on citalopram for about 8 months. And my intention was to stay on it for the full year, see kind of where I ended up with it, and then come off of them and see, like, just see. I needed it for science for my own brain. Like about 8 months in, I actually ran out. I just didn't, because of fucking COVID and shit. It was just a nightmare to deal with any doctor shit. And I got to a point where I was like, fuck, I don't have any, and I'm gonna have to. I kind of cold turkeyed off of them. Fucked me up a little bit because I ran out. And then I went, well, I've already kind of done half of the like get off the drugs thing for being cold turkey for like half a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's kind of crazy on those. And then so I just come off of them completely, and then was like, we'll just see how I feel. Like, what did that do? It gave me like a break for a bit from my own brain because I was on them, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel too bad. Actually, I actually think what I needed was a break for like a couple of months in there because I was going spiraling. And then that went, okay, we're just going to fucking put everything in your brain on pause for a bit. And then by the time I come off of them, I was like, oh, I feel okay again. Or I've regulated down to this state. Then December hit again. And I realized I was going insane again this year or last year, the end of 2021. And I was like, oh, I'm going mad again. It seems to be happening again, feeling insane, and I'm old enough to recognize it but not able to stop it. fully.
Right.
And so then I was like, well, what if I just completely bury myself in being so busy that I can't feel anything
Yeah.
and just completely dissociate into another person
Perfect.
for 12 hours every night, no sleep for 2 months. It is now the 6th of February and it is 8:30 in the morning. And I just stopped playing to do this. Kind of works, weirdly enough. It's just pure, like, what I have learned about this kind of like December cycle that I'm on a little bit is that all I need to do is just get through it. You know, like whatever the fucking means is just keep anything that could be used as a rope away from me and I'm good. So distraction worked pretty much as well as citalopram, the antidepressant I was on. So literally my answers are, it made PB smile, which brings me a lot of joy to join as a birthday gift, and it's citalopram.
It is
The game.
virtual citalopram.
So and it kind of works, I think. You know, well, I'm here. Hi. Still alive. Yeah. And yeah, I don't know if I have seasonal affective disorder. I know I'm probably just triggering everyone out right now by like kind of being blasé and quick firing through it. I've spoken about it more. It's not, this isn't a secret or anything. This is a thing I openly, I don't care. We'll talk about on my stream and stuff, but I don't think it's seasonal affective disorder. I just think I have a lot of trauma around Christmas. So it works the same. It's the same thing. It's the exact same effect or whatever. I'm a trauma child. We all are, I guess.
In our own magical, individual, traumatic way.
Yeah, I think our like parents' generation did a lot of mental harm because their parents' generation did a lot of physical harm because their parents went into World War II.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like that's, I feel like that's what happened is that the whole world went insane for 5 years, you know, after the other one as well. And it just did this weird ripple out effect, and that's what our one is, you know. And then this new generation they were brought up on the internet, so they're fucking aliens.
Insane.
Yeah.
Who knows?
They are.
And I don't care. Whatever they do is all good. I'm not even going to judge them for it.
No, absolutely
not. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be like.
Well, I mean, they're the last generation, so let them whatever.
Well, how old are you two?
35.
27, nearly 28.
All right, so you don't count. You're one of them. No, I'm kidding. You're like 20, 26, 27 is like really what I feel like the last end of that. Kind of.
Yeah.
The last millennial.
It's the time where it's now unacceptable to be living in your parents' basement. You know what I mean? So
what?
I'm at that age.
I don't think that's true at all. Like,
I'm saying that to myself. I need to move out of my parents' basement.
No, I fully agree. It's absolutely pitiful.
Thank you. You're giving me the motivation to move out.
No one would want to. No, I just think like that kind of weird generation where it was like almost exclusively brought up by the internet. Like I remember a time when I was a kid, I'm 35 as well. Like I didn't have like any internet or anything. Like I had to go and knock on my friend's door and be like, "Are you home? Can we go? Do you want to go outside and play?" Like we didn't have Minecraft. You know?
That's our generation. Is like we grew up during the transition into this digital world.
This weird thing, but then now there's like fucking like my sister has kids, and one of them is just on an iPad all day, and I don't know what the fuck it's gonna do to him. Okay,
let's find out.
Yeah, I'm not one of these people that's gonna do the thing where, you know, everyone's like, well, you shouldn't put them on that all day. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be. It's the future now. Guess what? We're in the future. There's a reason everyone has. We have a hard drive in our hands all that time. The phone is an extension of my brain. You know what I mean? Like it's just outside my body. It's basically
I've lost the ability to spell like 10 years ago. I can't fucking spell anything that's bigger than 7 letters for sure.
Yeah, dude. All this shit, dude. I go mad about this all the time, but like I want the fucking Elon chip. Give me all the vaccines.
Plug me the fuck in.
Dude, it's like the point where we should be fucking augmenting ourselves. Like, why are we not? Give me all the GMO foods. Everyone can eat if they want. Why isn't? We can invent. Why am I not fucking blinking and food has teleported in front of me? Like, what is going on? Like, why are we afraid of this? It's so stupid. It makes sense to put a chip in my brain. Of course, Apple are gonna fucking hack it and make me believe I want to buy, fucking 2 McDonald's now. But fuck, I don't care because that's the future. It's just you're not gonna stop it.
Yeah.
No.
Install the shit in me. Let's go.
I remember being so angry that all of the gadgets in Spy Kids didn't exist. Like the fact that they could like automatically make McDonald's appear in front of them with some kind of laser and shit. I was just like, why?
Yeah. Why am I not 3D printing dinner right now?
Yeah, exactly.
You like Star Trek?
Yeah, that fucking thing where they just whatever that's called.
I can't remember, but it's great. I want one.
Yeah, man, 100%. So like, yeah, give the kids
hot.
And there it is.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm so on that whole thing. Give the kid a phone. It also shuts him up as well. It's incredible.
That's why it's
like
that's
fucking
why it's so
like
popular.
getting a fucking thing in, like, and it hypnotizes them. It's just amazing. It's so weird to me because I fucking hate kids. I don't want them. I'm sorry if you've got kids, all good. I'm not one of those people that's like, gonna be too great, but just keep them away from me. I don't want them. There's a reason I don't have them in my house. Including my sister's kids. It's the weirdest thing to me.
Including my nieces and nephews. I hate them.
I love them, and if all of my family die, I will bring them up like my own children. They'll have the best life I can possibly give them. You know what I mean?
They just won't live inside the house.
Now. Yeah, no, they'll be chained up outside like a dog, not even my dog, who I also hate. The kids will just stand there doing shit like this, right? Just all day. And like I'll be visiting like my sister's house, and like my mom and my sister and like her husband and shit will just be sitting around having a normal conversation as if that isn't happening because they're so used to it now.
Yeah.
But I'm losing my shit every time that fucking like that Lego brick hits, by the way, the television screen. I am fucking freaking out. I'm like, what the fuck
Legos at
is
the
going on?
At the television?
Yeah.
Throwing
He's extremely
Legos.
autistic. He is autistic.
Oh, okay.
So I can see you judging right now. Okay. I'm gonna actively get you cancelled within the next hour.
And we're canceled. All right.
No, the other one does it as well. There's 2 of them, and it doesn't matter because they're just making so much noise, dude, that it's crazy. I don't even know what you're upset about. I've said nothing that isn't the truth.
I'm not upset. I'm just like, fuck.
It's all completely the truth. What? It's okay.
Okay. All right. Anyways.
I don't want kids. You guys set the gauntlet at the beginning by being like,
I did. No, the thing that I'm not uncomfortable about it at all. The thing that's killing me is Orcish's
I know. It's my favorite thing, dude, to do to people when they're like, you can't say the buzzwords. I'm usually slightly more respectful because this isn't my channel, but I think under the new tier as we both go down anyway, so we're good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't stream anyway, so I have nothing to lose.
Yeah, me and Orcus will get a job video editing. What were you editing today?
I edited an intro, a McGregor intro.
Ooh.
Play it.
You want to judge it? All right.
Yeah.
You want to play it on stream?
Yeah. I'm not prepared for this, but I can pull it up.
Hell yeah.
You tell me when.
And then after that,
you don't hear this, right? Because I think I set up my sound wrong today. I'm not echoing your.
No.
No, you're good.
Not at all.
Okay. I had a stupid. Do you have a Go XLR?
I do, yeah.
Did it do the update thing and absolutely annihilate your system by any chance? Because
no.
Beware.
Now I'm concerned.
Yeah, it's.
I'll never
KO
turn my
2
computer
screen.
off again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Go on in.
So we go and slowly
I already have notes.
rise. Hold the course gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. Steady on, load your gun. Steady on, and we'll come. The seeds we sow, the fruit we reap.
Pause it there.
Tide of death.
I'm about to get eviscerated live on my own channel.
Too long.
Yeah.
Too long.
Not even close to the end.
Did you film this on the creative? Record this on the creative
Yeah.
server?
Mm-hmm.
What was the other question you had on this podcast?
Would you? Okay, I am going to turn my camera off. And you guys can continue this interview.
No, this was the first thing you ever edited, you said to me.
The second, yeah.
I don't want to see the first one then. Do you want objective notes?
Absolutely. Yes, actually. I'll take them. I will feel terrible, but I will take them.
You won't.
Okay.
Delete it.
Delete it?
No, I'm kidding. I have no. It's fine. It's good. It's nice. Where did you get the song though? Is it you allowed to use it?
It's from Hunt Showdown. I have no idea.
So you can get away with it.
Probably.
I like it. It's got what we call literal. I think it's called literal shot editing or something like that, where like the thing that's happening on the screen is the lyrics, like load your gun stuff. That's good. Here's what you need. Japanese intro titles coming up like an anime.
Okay.
Over the top of it. And then like speed lines. And then change the song to any one of the Naruto Shippuden intro music themes. And then consider at least 50% of the shots that you use there for like speed up. 250% or so speed up. Then every now and then have like an actual your face.
My face?
Yeah. And what you want to do is film on a green screen the side of your face, but really large on one side of the screen, and then just taper down the opacity on that. And then also you standing next to it, you know, like a bust shot. Ideally completely naked. Like an old ABBA music video.
Yeah.
And those would probably be my notes.
Great notes. Great notes.
I'm never showing anyone. I'm deleting these videos, and no one will ever see them again. I'm deleting the VODs.
I honestly have no like real critique for it. I can critique anything, but like it's absolutely it's completely fine. I'm just being a dick.
Can I show you the last part, because I think you might lose your shit?
It's okay. So thank you so much for having me on.
And we're done forever. Okay.
I was sitting down to watch it. I'm just being a dick. You can play it.
And all right.
You'll be self-conscious forever about it now.
Okay.
I tell you one thing that here's my one piece of advice.
Give me the piece of advice.
Anyone that's editing anything, I didn't actually watch to see if you had done this too much, but one thing that I think is very useful when you're editing to music is watching the waveforms. So what were you using to edit software wise?
Adobe.
Premiere.
Yeah.
So you on your audio track you'll have waveforms for the song.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it goes up or it is a clap or a fucking drum hit or something, change the shot or try and find because this will be longer because these are long shots you've got. Like you stay on this shot for a long time in the beginning. It's all good, but like if you, for example, say you stay on this for 10 seconds, find a beat that happens because in the song, 10 seconds later, that beat will repeat because that's just how they make music and
Right.
change them on those. And it just works for music video editing so incredibly well.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is just a thing that just, I don't know what it is. It makes your eyes and your ears blend and you get to enjoy the visual narrative that you're trying to tell because this is being told through song and shots, just singular shots of McGregor. You need some like you should splice in some like non-creative stuff. Do you know clips from the stream or anything?
Oh yeah, I have tons, but
You should put some of those in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
It'll feel more like you're actually telling the story of his life, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is just a dream at the moment. You're in his dream because you're in a creative world where no one else is around and you're not seeing any of the actual interactions and things that he's done. Even though they're all beautiful shots, you probably want some like real, I don't know, realistic things that have happened or memories, you know, that you can bring up because you can evoke real memories from people that have been on this journey with you and McGregor with legit memories of
Okay.
shit that's happened to him. I would put some real shots in there, but it can be hard to do because when you're in a creative thing, you get to just sit and fuck around and make nice shots
Yeah,
and do
it's
what you
tough.
want.
I
And then when you're on a stream and you're panicking and you're hitting /HUD, you know, and
yeah.
it's all on there and just fucking punch in on it.
Yeah, no, I've when I do that thing you were talking about with the music, but you know, I'm probably not great at it, but I noticed that like you really want a lot of footage to work with, and then you edit that down so it fits correctly. But when you're
The number one piece of advice I ever was given was just trim the fat
Mhm.
and be brutal. Like just absolutely savage. The good thing about editing, that is a thing that I don't do in enough stuff, generally speaking, to be able to criticize anything ever, is that you watch it like 1,000 times because you're editing it.
yeah,
So when you start watching it through, when you've watched it through, because you've edited it a literal 1,000 times over the course of like a week or something, when you watch it for the final time, at any point, if you find your mind wandering or you look at something else, make a note of it and maybe remove it or cut it or change it. Because what it means, like the version that people see the first time is a thing that you've seen 1,000 times. And if you always cut something out, it becomes so fucking like only the prime cuts of everything to
mhm,
you that it is mind blowing to them. Because like you saw the original, 30-minute version of this or however long you were filming for,
right.
and you've cut it down to what is that? That's 17 minutes. How long is this intro
Six
at the moment?
6.5 minutes.
6.5 minutes. I reckon if you can get that to 3, you'll be
Mhm.
fucking tight. But you also probably have to edit the song, which
Mm,
sucks
yeah,
too.
which is
Got the
would
full
be
song.
really fucking hard to do. There's actually 2 songs in this video.
Okay, well, that's ridiculous. And you're also gonna have to play this every day. I edit a fucking absolute piece of trash for my streams, and I
Uh-huh.
play them at the beginning of my streams usually every day. And I normally edit them very quickly or whatever. But like I always find that when they're very long, even if I'm really proud of it, I play that every day on the stream. A week in, I hate it because I'm sat there for 6 minutes. I'm like, I want to play the game now, but that's probably just me because I have a fucking serious impatience issue. Um, yeah, man, that's what I would do, but I don't know. I really have honestly got nothing honestly to criticize about this. I think it's completely fine and good, and they're all nice established shots. of McGregor doing things.
Okay.
But I can also re-edit it for you if you want. If you want now, you can harness the fact that I'm going to have a panic attack about the fact that I feel bad about those jokes I made, and you're going to take them to heart, and that.
Oh, they're already
and
taken
so you
to
can
heart.
probably go.
I'm re-editing all of this tomorrow. You will not see McGregor.
On the plus side, sometimes when you I've lost so many, like I'll be editing something and it'll crash or something and I lose the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I have to re-edit it again. But I do it really quickly because I know what I want. And I seek stuff out. And then because you've got to redo it, you create a better version. Because you've already done it once. So you've practiced on the same thing. And then you just do it again. And as long as you're not like too like blasé about getting it done. Weirdly enough, delete the video is actually kind of a good bit of advice, but I wouldn't do that. Because you have to do it again, and you've done it once. I think it needs more of the bath scene that you had, which I enjoyed very much. I would just put some action. You must have like a bunch of your lore. You must have a bunch of like action stuff. It's not an action sounding song, but it doesn't matter. Have you ever seen like films where they'll have like a fucking hardcore action scene, but there's no sound. There's just a song playing. Usually it'll slow down, like a fucking glass will explode and the song will play over it or whatever. That'll work in this for sure.
Okay.
But this is also me doing a thing where I stand over your shoulder and tell you how to edit. And if people do that to me, I go insane.
I kind of don't want to show you this now, but...
Oh my God.
I might.
Show me it.
Okay.
Show the rest of it.
Well, okay. The rest of it? No, I'm not going to show the rest of it. I'll just show this part. Because you might hate me if I do.
Is it Comic Sans?
That's all of it, pretty much.
Why? Tell me the creative process behind that part.
The creative process?
Show your working. Show your work. Tell me why.
Why?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this serious or are you memeing on me?
Tell me why. Not the edit. I know how you edited the whole thing.
Yeah.
I saw you. I watched you editing it. I can see you in your room clicking away.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it McGregor and Sparks compilation shots?
Because because Sparks is McGregor's connection to life, pretty much.
Fuck. And you've built a 6-minute video.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna kill himself, and you're not gonna be able to use it. You mean Sparks your connection to life?
Yeah. Not in this video. Through hours and hours of roleplay, weeks.
Go to the bit where McGregor is walking through the streets of Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
You get back on the creative server and record more. Are you willing to?
Probably.
Since you Not the actual walking, not on the horse. Although you can do this on the horse as well.
Play it?
Yeah, here. Yeah. Okay. Now this is hard to do, but do this, okay? Quick play. You can mute it. Go to BradWOTO. Go to Saint Denis. Go to all of the cities.
Mm-hmm.
Walk through them at that same angle, then cut them together. So he's walking through all the different places.
And that's the end.
Yeah.
Sparks is such an important part of his story, though. Right now.
Yeah, you just said it's the tether to his life, so you've got to show him moving through life. Can't just be moving through one town.
Okay.
The towns represent the different stages of his life.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Do it on the horse as well, if you want. How did you get Sparks on there? You just make PB join?
Yeah.
Huh.
I
she
made
knew
her.
about this and she agreed to it.
I mean, she said, this seems pretty romantic. I don't know. And I was like, whatever, PB. It's in your all in your head.
Much trouble, dude. She's insane. No, for real, it is good. It is good. I like it a lot. And I also, the thing with editing this kind of thing is that what I say doesn't matter at all. It's personal. You know?
True.
It's irrelevant. I can sit and be like, oh, you can fucking tighten up this or fucking punch, fucking Jesus Christ, who cares? That's not what art is. And what I say, or want, or think. But it's fucking better than the second thing I ever edited as well. I don't know what that was, but I was 14 and it was not as good as that. I can fucking assure you that much.
Well, I'm 35.
Yeah, man, you should
so.
Yeah, but what else do you do? What do you do for a job?
Oh yeah, that's right. You wanted to know this. You're gonna hate this. I drive a school bus.
Why would I hate that? I hate kids.
I don't know. You hate kids? You're really gonna be like, fucking wow.
Are you allowed to like listen to fucking music or something?
Drown them out? Supposed to. No, I have the ability to drown them out.
Oh, you're just thinking.
Yeah. I've worked with children for like 8 years. Which is why I look like I'm 40.
No, dude. I want a job like that. That's what I want in life. I just want a very, very simple job that, it just seems so easy to do. Just drive from A to B. Kind of. Obviously, it's like you have a little bit more responsibility,
Yeah.
But in terms of just like simplicity, it's my dream. I want to be a janitor. And a lot of people like hear me say that and they're like, that's so funny, Brad. And I'm fucking dead serious.
Yeah.
I don't want to like clean toilets
right.
or that kind of janitorial work. But I used to work in an office where these guys would come in and they would sweep with this fucking thing.
Right. Yeah.
Down a hall. And then they would pull out a giant fucking vacuum cleaner and go up and down the aisles of the office thing. And then go home. They didn't do the toilets were a different crew. Whatever else were different people. There were people that would come and do like the lights and shit. There were just like a couple of dudes that would do the floors, and they just had an iPod on because this was years ago.
Yeah.
And that was all they did. They did that for like 4 office buildings, and then at like 4 a.m. to like 6 a.m. and that was their full-time job. And I was like young, and I was like, dude, you're fulfilled with that, And they were like, yeah, dude. Yeah. And I was like, I was young and I had hope. I was like, man, I'm going to grow up and go to Hollywood and become an actor. I didn't really think that, but like you have those kind of much larger dreams of what life is. And then you kind of hit 35 and you're like, oh, wow, this is horrific. I want that job now. I feel like it would just be so simple and peaceful.
Yeah.
Just listen to a fucking podcast or chuck on some music.
Fuck yeah.
I wish I could do that. I would. I would.
Yeah.
But
one of my favorite jobs I've ever had was literally just putting things in envelopes, sealing the envelopes, and then just making a large stack of them and just doing that for hours. I had a blast.
I did that job in a post room. And did you have a franking machine?
Yeah.
Where you just fucking run it on that fucking enormous thing and it puts the postage shit on it and you just fucking run that.
Yeah.
Dude, I did that job as well.
Fuck yeah, dude. It was one of
I
my
want it
favorite
back.
jobs I've ever had. I know!
I
And
was so
remember
embarrassed at
was
the time. I was like 18, 19, 20 when I
Yeah.
did that. You know,
I
in and
thought I
around
was
there.
like the worst job ever. I was like, I hate this. Now
Yeah.
I would kill to go back to that job.
I probably will one day go back to a job like that. The only thing I don't want is like people that like I don't want to. I can't be told what to do at this point. I just can't stand it. If someone tells me what to do, I have such a psychotic like authority issue, and also I've been so removed from like a traditional workplace now because I've just been sitting in this fucking room being a dick to Orkish on his own podcast so long that I don't know how to function properly. And if like a guy is like, okay, so you need to be at work by 8:30, I'll be like, you don't tell me what to do, you fucking prick, go fuck yourself. And then they'll be fired within 10 seconds of getting the job. But like those janitors that cleaned those offices, they were like, oh, I have a guy that I see who gives me money. Like it wasn't like a boss. You know what I mean? Like you just go to
no
the
real
dude and he's like,
supervision. You know what you need to do, you go and do it for a couple hours and then you go home.
Love it.
Perfect job. That's kind of what driving a school bus is, but lately it's been a little harder than that because nobody wants to fucking work, which I completely understand. I don't want to work either.
Yeah, there's that side of it as well, I guess. But like aside from all of that stuff, I think that's what I want. The only other thing is that it usually comes with like such a low wage that it would be difficult to like maybe justify a bit in a way. Like I don't earn a lot. Probably.
Actually, I think like janitors make pretty good money, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if I could pay for it though, because I have to pay for all of Emma's shit as well. So like I have a dependent until, you know, she leaves. And then I'll take the janitor job and move into the 1-bedroom apartment. I don't need shit either. I'm a minimalist. I could live this one room. If you put a toilet there and a fridge there and a bed thing that I could pull down.
Like a microwave on top of the fridge. You're good to go.
I don't even need the microwave anymore. I'll just open the window for the Uber Eats driver to fucking
throw it into my mouth.
Food into my mouth.
Why do you need the fridge then?
I don't drink, so you're not. I need a fridge.
Yeah.
You just store a bottle of Coke in there. Just one. That's all you need.
Yeah, it's just, I have the fridge just so I can put like the one mustard thing in it.
Yeah. Condiments.
Yeah, in case they forget, which they fucking always do.
And yeah, I'd be fine with that. I think, you know, just me and the dog would be in this one room, and like I have that thing. You ever play RimWorld, where they have the thing where it's like they don't need aesthetically pleasing things. They can live in any environment.
Yeah.
Minimalism, I can do that 100%.
That's your bonus.
His house is filled with Emma's shit. And only her shit. And if I even like mention, maybe we should throw that out, I can see like her eye starts twitching. And she's a hoarder and it's insane. And I have nothing. When we've moved house a couple times, being together. She has so much crap that it's the whole moving van. And then I have like one box and like my screen.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. I'm like, I'm 35 and I don't own anything apart from this. And this was stolen from PewDiePie. I pointed at the one thing that is a huge meme that someone will call me out on. Don't have any stuff, man. Anyway, it was great to come onto the podcast.
It was great. Oh, shit. August.
We haven't actually asked you that question.
No, I'm good. I'm not really leaving.
B, do you want to ask him?
Oh, okay, sure. Okay, so the question that we
have to do the intro. Ask that question.
Well, we're still on that question.
We haven't even asked you
we
yet.
haven't asked it yet.
Holy shit! Did I derail it that hard?
So, question is...
This is your fault. You guys set the gauntlet at the beginning.
We just said do whatever the fuck you want. And you were like, okay.
Yes. That's the whole point. But
I'm going to eviscerate Orkish live on his channel.
And I thoroughly enjoyed every second of it.
Yeah,
but
you did.
I did. I sure did. So, question is, what is your biggest RP pet peeve?
What do you
Pumpkinberry.
hate the most? What did you say?
Pumpkinberry.
Pumpkinberry.
I don't know. What?
Wow.
RP.
I feel like
pet
she's probably
peeve.
aware of that though.
We're talking
Yeah,
in
the
like wild RP
TPP.
now. We're gonna bring like or
Just
is-
RP in general.
Well, yeah, I would say the medium of video games, though. Like,
Mm.
Oh well, yeah. Then I'll I hate stream snipers.
Hmm.
happens.
I hate the like thing where you're like, oh, this person is here now because I'm live, and it's but also my character doesn't know that, so I'm stuck. And I can't.
I can't
What
escape
do I
from
do?
this.
Just go, hey, go away. It doesn't make any sense. I hate people calling people locals in Wild RP.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I've
make
been trying to
any
move away
sense.
from that as well.
Everyone's a local. I hate headache. Doesn't make any
Me
sense.
too.
I fucking don't get it, dude. Oh, I'm getting a headache. You know what happens to me in real life when I have a headache? I fucking disappear for 3 minutes. What do you mean? Anything else? It's like, this doesn't even make sense. So weird.
I've been shouting I have to take a piss. Like, because you know, you
It
get
makes
those 2
so
seconds.
much more sense. Yeah.
You get 2 seconds to say something because you know you're about to disconnect. I've got to take a bus. And now Leah's doing it too, which I fucking love.
It
And whenever
makes
somebody's
sense.
like, oh, I think they have a headache, I'm like, what?
It doesn't matter. I can say to you I have a headache right now. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna like vanish for a moment. You just go, okay, and then carry on talking.
Right.
Which is not what's gonna happen. It's really weird. I hate when people treat the NPCs like NPCs.
Yeah.
Like they will just fucking throw a dead body next to you and not care. And you're like, is that a dead person? And they're like, no, you know, he's just an idiot. You know, I think he's an idiot. And you're like, oh, did he get shot? I feel like I saw him take like a shotgun barrel to the head. And they just like they just don't care. And I'm like, it doesn't make sense. What are you doing?
Right.
That's it.
No,
Oh,
you have
those are
more. You have more. B, what's yours?
Mine?
What's your pet peeve of the week? I guess I should say, because we do this
I
every
don't
week.
know. I haven't really been.
Going to shit in the Rhodes water barrel. BRB, says Faye. That's what she says every time she disconnects.
Where
that's
is
very
the
good.
Rhodes water barrel? Why does it keep disappearing?
I don't know. It was gone for me today too. I was so thirsty.
Phelan shitting in it in a corner somewhere.
Yes. She moved it to her house. Okay. B, she's thinking.
I am. I'm trying to think. I don't
Well,
even
what's
know.
yours then? Okay.
I mean, you nailed several of them. The one that I used last week was this doesn't happen a lot on this server, but I'm eating tacos in my head right now.
Right.
I fucking just say you're eating tacos.
Yeah,
Just literally
I was
say I'm eating a cookie right now.
I was absolutely like PB just didn't even notice it or care. I don't know, but there was a point where I had an apple the other day, and I went into the general store and she was in there, and I went, "Can I take one of these apples?" And she went, "Yeah." And then I just started eating it right next to the microphone.
That's awesome.
In real life, like that. Today I was eating this while Flood was feeding me something. Sorry, just I have actually got something in my mouth, so
I actually
it
love
sounds
that.
like I'm actually eating.
Yeah.
I love trying to do stuff like that.
PB told me that she puts a pen in her mouth when her character is smoking a cigarette so that she doesn't talk.
It's a good idea.
When
I remember because I used to smoke.
Same.
When you
I needed to say
when you're smoking, you do a lot of like I have fake cigarettes here because of other shows and stuff, but like you do the thing where you talk like that and then you actually breathe, like your voice goes like this when you breathe out. So if I see my character doing it, I do that. I try to do
That's so good. I need to start doing that as well. That's so good.
You don't you like remember you would do that. You don't
Mhm.
speak like it's like, tell me you know it. And I don't use the prop cigarette because I smoked for long enough that I just kind of remember. It's like muscle memory at this point.
Yeah.
All right. Base 10.
Honestly, I think probably my biggest one at the moment is just the NPC thing. I've witnessed many a time people not treating the NPCs as actual people in the crossing.
It's
where,
so weird.
Yeah, where I've witnessed people like
Lazy.
picking up like just like or just like killing an NPC and then being like, oh, I'll just get rid of the body and then just like dumping it in the river.
For your character to be that fucking insane, like there would be some pretty obvious signs of that. Like you can't just be like, I don't know.
I mean,
if you're
look, here's the thing. It would make sense if your character was like just absolutely frugally insane, like completely.
Right, but there aren't many characters like that on the server.
No,
like even all the criminals, they have their own set of morals, right? Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, it's totally fine. But it's like you witness people who are like supposedly like good civilians, like good people who just like go out and are like, oh, this NPC is getting away, and they'll just like go and like shoot them or like kill them in some way, and then just like go and dump the body in a bush and be like,
yeah, it's hard. It's really tough. And I will say that I have changed the way I roleplay since I started on this server till now. And a lot of it has been like over the past couple months. But as law, like I started doing this recently, whereas like as law, like the NPCs will start fucking shooting, and you have like you don't have to shoot them, but sometimes you do because you're so far away and they're like attacking a citizen, and it's like, well, I have to shoot this guy now. And when I started playing law, I was like, whatever. That's inconsequential because that's not a player. But what I've changed the way I do that, and I've like when McGregor kills somebody that he doesn't even fucking know this guy. He knows nothing about them, and he had to shoot them 3 times in the chest. What I will do, and maybe this is power gaming, but I'll roll to see if they live. I'll dump them off at the medic's office, and I'll say, yeah, the doctor's looking at him, and I'll roll to see if he lives. And if he doesn't live, McGregor keeps fucking count of how many people he's killed, because of course he would. And if he does live, then he's like, oh, okay, all right, well, I had to shoot someone, and that's traumatic, but at least I didn't kill them.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, even on my old law character, Esme, there are times where you'll just be riding past an NPC and you'll be going, like, a little bit too fast, and they'll be like, hey, time to die, and pull out a gun and start shooting at you. And more often than not, like, most people will just try and, like, rope them off the horse to, like, try and subdue them or something. But there were times where they would obviously get shot. And even then, I would try and say things like, this person literally lived their entire life just to decide that they were going to have a bad day and shoot somebody, and now we have to deal with this body. And, like, I would put the NPCs on the back of Esme's horse and take them somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, it's just that kind of thing.
Not as thrilling as, like, an actual interaction with another player on the server. And I think that's where people get kind of like, can't be bothered. And like lazy with it or whatever. And it makes sense that like you like I find like a lot of people will just like not give a fuck about this random person that's been shot, but the player character, for some reason, people are like all gathering around and stuff. But it's like that I know that that's not that this isn't the reason, but in my head I justify it because I'm like, oh, they know this person,
right?
That person is just like someone else,
stranger.
But it is weird.
People would still gather around if a stranger died. They'd be like, what the fuck happened? Like, And the thing is that should they be strange? It's kind of tough because like, should these locals be strangers? They're there every day, sitting on the porch, being assholes. Like,
I think that this is the time where we just start naming all the NPCs.
Pearlie's one of them. He probably should name those 3 that are on the gun shop's porch.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should just start. We
I've
should just
known him
start
for
naming
12
all
years.
the NPCs, so that way we become attached to them. So if anything does happen to them, we're
We've
actually
ta-
genuinely
we've-
fucking sad.
We've talked about that. The problem with that is that then it's kind of like somebody walks in and is like, who is that? And one person's like, oh, that's Jared. And then somebody else is like, wait, that's Johnny. Like they both have named them.
And 2 streams have 2 sets of lore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the streamer is like. That's you know,
Mhm.
one is like that, and one is like that, and
Then it gets all
not just-
confusing.
yeah.
This is it. We get all the labels in the game, and we just label all of them. We just slap it on their. We just slap it on their foreheads. We're just like, okay.
I noticed
this
you
is their
guys-
main one.
I noticed you guys complaining about dropping the bodies in the bushes next to the medical tents. I don't drop dead bodies there anymore. I used to. But I do drop people that I've knocked out in there, and I probably shouldn't do that.
I
The
like
town
every time
drunk attacked me again. I don't know. I'm awful.
I take
guess.
unconscious bodies and I put them in the medical office if I can.
I should. Yeah, that's what I've started doing, and you should, because they just got the shit kicked out of them.
The thing,
amount-
like
the
the other
amount of-
thing as well, like you have to worry about like the you're in your head about the server rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm always like, oh, am I breaking a server rule? You know, when some like weird obscure thing happens, but you know you're not breaking one with the NPCs, which is so weird.
Yeah.
Like
But
if
there
I
is
would,
a rule,
if I
though.
wanted to pull out a gun and just fucking shoot McGregor,
Right.
it's in like it's against the rule. Like the value of life thing is like it's weird. Like even if I'm fully justified, I'm sure that like there
You
are
have
ways
to
around it.
initiate in some way.
Generally speaking, yeah, you can't just do that.
Mhm.
But yet you can with an NPC that suddenly turns on you.
Right.
And no one
the
really
amount of
cares,
times
but you
that
kind of
like
can't be. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's in your head as well,
yeah.
which is another barrier that I think
That
comes
is
up.
hard to do. Yeah, to deal with, because you
Yeah.
It's
know,
just-
like there's not going to be any consequences.
No.
And
But it's also just one of
this-
those things where it's just keeping yourself in check, mainly more than anything else. And also leading by example. Like if you legit just start treating like the amount of times that like I've gotten into a fight with an NPC because I've walked too close to them or something's happened and then I've like knocked them out and I've like picked up the bodies to like go and take them to the medical office or something along those lines and people have been like, just leave them. They're just a local. It's like, no.
yeah,
No.
that.
It's like,
It's
oh,
so
like
weird.
don't worry about it. It's like, no, they're a person. They're literally
Yeah.
a person. Sure, they're not manned by an actual person sitting behind a computer
I just
screen,
start
but
doing
they're
the
still
dumb
people.
tar thing where I just start asking
Yeah.
loads of questions. I'm like, but I'm local, you know.
Yeah.
I'm local as well. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like just. I live here, and so do they.
Right.
So do you. You're local. Like you know,
Yeah.
just
You're
start doing that,
from
and they're
here.
like, "What? Yeah, but no, but there's because it's like you want to say NPC,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and I want you to say it. You ever see that clip of that guy?
Who's that there then?
The guy on the news,
Mhm.
the black guy talking to the white guy on the news, and he says, "Oh, these rappers are saying the N word, and we can't say it." And the other presenter goes, "You can say it. Go on, say
Yeah.
it." You ever seen that clip, dude? It is one of the
No.
best. Fucking Google that shit after this or whatever. It is.
It is
so
really good. I know
fucking
exactly.
Good. It's unreal, dude. That is me. As soon as someone says local, I'm trying. I'm like, I'm gonna
Want
get you to
them
say
to
the word
say
NPC. I'm gonna say NPC, dude. Like that is where I'm at in my head because now it's become like now you've destroyed my immersion, so I'm gonna fuck with you because I'm now Brad.
You just turned me into Brad.
Yeah,
Feel
you
my
destroyed
wrath.
my game. You
Yeah.
ruined my life. I'm gonna ruin yours.
The
Yeah,
that
it's
happens.
really weird. Also,
does
do you know
happen.
something else I wanted to talk about is how many times I try and get you. I love that you don't know the word natter.
I know. But the second you said that, I was like, Brad's fucking with me right now.
Oh,
And PB, and you fucked with
love
PB.
it so much. It's unreal because I'm on the horse with fucking Amber, and I just said it casually. I was like, "Oh, we're having a natter and we're doing this thing." She's like, "What the fuck are you saying?" And also, I do this thing, and this is where I'm not. This is Pearly's level of roleplay. And
Right.
this is where I just cannot get to that level because I
Trying.
can't help but want to fuck with people a little bit. But as soon as anyone asks Tar, like, "What are you saying?" or "I didn't understand that," I thicken his accent up and speak faster immediately.
Right.
And it's just I
I
can't.
do that sometimes too.
Yeah. It's just so fun to do. So she was like, what are you saying? And so I just start going, what is happening? Just absolutely making it worse. So they have to keep asking you and feel bad about it.
Yeah.
So awful. Love it. So fun for me. I'm
Mhm.
fucked up. I'm sorry. I know neither of you are going to speak to me ever again after this.
That is
Fine.
not true. I appreciate so much.
No, I've enjoyed this, except for the part where you shoved a dagger into my heart.
I thoroughly
But-
enjoyed that part. That was my
Yeah,
favorite
but she
part.
liked it, so it balanced out.
But
Put
she
on
was
your
off the
banana
screen as
suit.
well, though, so it doesn't count. Yeah, so I was literally like, I was muting up on the chat, and I was like, oh wow, McGregor isn't gonna know what natter means, but also it makes so much sense for someone from Ireland with another person from Scotland or another person from Ireland and a couple of Americans to go, you ever had this conversation, you could do it all day, where you're like, oh, you don't have that word? And so all of the English people are like, oh, you don't know that? And then all the Americans are like, no, we never heard of that. And it's kind of like, when you have those weird cultural things, like, it's cool. You don't know that word. It's such like an ingrained word in my life. It's just whatever. Everyone knows
So
that
where
word.
is natter from?
It's not a word that I actually use,
Right.
but it is absolutely everyone from Scotland would know exactly what it means.
Yeah.
It's for sure like
What about
just
what about
colloquial
England
word.
though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
UK.
The whole
would know
UK.
it,
Okay, fuck me.
for sure.
Never
But
heard of
it's not
that
like
before, I don't
super
know.
common. It's kind of old. Yeah. I mean, I don't. The thing is, you also can fall back on the fact that it's 1901, so who knows? I
Yeah.
don't even know if they were using that language or whatever. That was another one that got me actually when Faye went up to you and did her McGregor impression,
Mm-hmm.
and then you went, that was terrible or something like that, and I was like, no, that sounds exactly like yours because it's just two Americans doing it. Like, I love shit like that, dude. Like, it's my favorite. Because the other thing is, anyone who is actually Irish, like Kria's character at any point could walk over to me. She's actually Irish, I think. Dana, I don't know her, but she could come over to me and just start doing that shit to me about Ireland.
Right.
Oh, fuck, I don't know anything about Ireland at all.
Yeah. That happened to me
Nothing.
on my British character. Someone was like, "Oh yeah, what part of the East End are you from?" I don't fucking the whole part, all of it. Like,
Yeah. I
just
saw it happening to
badgering me.
someone the other day, actually, who was saying, like, where are you from? It wasn't you, but it was basically that exact same conversation. And I was like, yeah, man, if anyone, like, really pushes me on anything Irish, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, Sparks was like, why don't you know Gaelic? And I was like, I guess because I didn't have, like, parents, and, like, I was running around with, like, a weird little gang in Ireland and not, like, going to school, so I just didn't. I was with other 8-year-olds that were doing weird shit, not learning Gaelic from my nan.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't fucking know. I don't know what Gaelic is. I don't know how an Irish person would learn Gaelic in that time. I don't know. He just doesn't, because I don't, and that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was PB, but it doesn't matter. Either way, a couple of times I will pull up like a map of Ireland if I'm speaking to someone else who's from Ireland in the game.
Yeah.
So that when they go, oh, I'm from here, I can go, oh, that's roughly there. Because I feel like he would know that, especially if it was like a bigger place.
After I had that interaction with someone from England, I literally downloaded 2 maps from East End and I have them on my desktop ready to pull up.
You probably know it better than me. I lived there, brought up here. That fucking tarot card reader that we were interacting with yesterday was so funny. And at point, like, their accent was so good. And then someone said to them something about, like, do you know anything about, like, Australia or something? I don't know. And she was like, no, I'm from Peckham. And I was like, fuck, they're from Peckham. It's basically where I'm from. And I was like, that is so good. So they come into my chat today. It was Oliver Fist is their name. They came in and I was like, where are you actually from? Like, are you really from Peckham? Because it's crazy. And they were like, no, I'm from Scotland or something. I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Dead on. Like, I didn't even hear anything in her accent to believe that she wasn't literally from Peckham. So some people are really fucking good at the accents and stuff. I love it. I love hearing that and then finding out that that's not their real accent. And you do a really good Scottish accent, by the way. I think like the things that you get down on the Scottish accent, it's like I don't know if it's like colloquial to anywhere in Scotland. Like I don't know if it sounds like a general kind of southern Scotland, right? I don't know Scottish accents that well either, but Americans doing UK accents are usually, there are lots of telltale signs, like really obvious things that I don't pick up on with McGregor at all. He just has I feel like you've been doing it a while because Argus was Scottish as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually,
He's
I made
dwarf.
him as a dwarf.
Yeah, which is Scottish.
Which is
Dwarves are
Scottish.
unless you're in Dragon Age.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like the Scottish accent that you do, and it reminds me of my friend Noodle. He is from somewhere in Middle England, and his Scottish accent and yours sound the same. That helps me to think it's authentic for an American. You know, it's like me doing an American accent. It's just stupid. Like you can hear where it's dumb, but I can't, kinda. But with yours, it's good.
Oh, I feel like the UK to America is easier for some reason.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I don't know what. Yeah, because I guess that's how it went.
I guess that's how history did it.
Yeah.
So, okay.
It's just everywhere at this point. That's what we did to.
Everything started.
Like all the Aussies are all just Londoners with weird twists and shit. No, you're New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Kiwi.
Yeah. Don't ever come to my stream because all I do is just rip on that dance that you people do that is supposed to intimidate people, and it's just embarrassing.
Oh, the haka?
She
the
knows
most
it. And the song.
So the funniest thing I ever see them do at rugby.
Absolutely,
Just
it's one of those things where if you don't know what it
looking
is,
dude.
it would be insane looking.
I respect
totally
it
get
fully
it.
culturally, but it just makes me
Yeah.
laugh so much. And I always get in trouble for this.
That's
and
fine.
This is number 3, Orcish. You're getting 3 strikes on your stream tonight. But
I'm deleting the VOD immediately. I mean,
100%. So if we're doing that, let me go in on the haka here.
Okay.
No, I've always made a joke about how it's kind of funny that like the scariest looking dudes in all of New Zealand walk out onto a pitch and then do a K-pop dance, and then they're like,
It's
scared.
a very interesting K-pop dance.
But like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking really care. Just fucking around.
It's
I
fine.
just don't know really anything else about New Zealand because everyone always just goes, Lord of the Rings is filmed there. It's like, shut the fuck up. Get any other fact about New Zealand.
what's another fact about New Zealand?
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I
She's
don't
gonna
know.
struggle to come up with one, and she's been there her whole life.
I have never left.
It's beautiful, I hear.
It's very pretty.
Yeah.
How about the fact
Ooh.
that penguins originated here? That's cool. We also have the world's smallest bat.
Animal
Cool.
facts.
That's why they default to Lord of the Rings all the time. There's
We have
Nothing
no
nothing
like,
else.
yeah, we have basically native birds, and no large scary predators really.
Hmm.
Everything here is pretty soft and cuddly or feathery.
They did pretty good with COVID for a while.
For a while, we were pretty good.
Hmm.
We were pretty
It's pretty
excellent.
impressive you don't have like all those predators when Australia has all of them.
Yeah, Australia just absorbed all the
Absolutely
predators
hell on
everywhere
earth.
from everywhere on the planet in the world.
Imagine living there. It's like a
No.
literal penal colony. Like, what are
Here's
you
the
doing?
thing.
Leave.
My mum told me a
You
story
can
about
leave.
how she went to Australia. It was her first day there. They hired a car. They got in the car. My dad was driving it. They were on a highway. It was like low sun. My mum pulled down the sun visor and a massive huntsman spider just went onto her
no.
lap. No.
I would have
Day one. No.
driven the
absolutely
car
not.
off of the nearest cliff.
That's pretty much what my
Anything to
mother
kill the
wanted
spider. Doesn't matter if you survive.
to do. Exactly.
Yeah, but I can't.
not.
Also, the thing is, I also can't live in a world knowing that that can happen to me now. Every time I fucking touch something,
Yeah,
you've ruined my life.
I'm done. Just-
But like, also, leave. Go to literally New Zealand on a boat. Guess where there
New
isn't
Zealand's very
everything wants
nice.
to kill you. Yeah, nothing wants to kill you there. Like
No.
everything in Australia is like
Can-
engineered to kill you in some way.
The funny
Mm.
thing
From the
is
smallest
that
little poison thing to the, you know.
Tank Girl was on the stream, was on the podcast last week, and she was trying. She's from America, and she moved there to marry that Verts guy. I don't know if you know him, and she said it's really not that bad here. And then she proceeded to tell us all the time she's seen a deadly animal, and it was like 7 or 8, and I was like, that's only 3 years of your life. I've lived here 35 years, and I've never seen a deadly animal once.
Yeah. I've never had to do the entirety of the 8-Legged Freaks movie just before going to work.
8-Legged Freaks, classic.
What a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I have it on DVD.
When you sat down, your hair was over the dog's head, and I would like you to recreate that.
Hold on.
That's good, that. It's like Tiger Rider.
That's Twiggy.
Love Twiggy.
She's amazing.
This is Twiggy. This is
9% of the time. She's amazing.
Yeah, this is my no thoughts, head empty baby.
I love it. Just the best.
Just everything is fine all the time. All she requires is food and kisses, and that's it.
It's the dream.
It is the dream.
It's the dream.
I'll take.
But every so often, she's like, I just need to let you know that you're about to die because there's a small person walking past outside.
Yeah, because anything is happening nearby.
Anything and everything could possibly, potentially kill us at any given second. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
All right, come on. Bedtime for you.
All right. Well, I guess we're done now. Do you want to insult either of us before we finish? Or?
No, I had a great time.
Okay. Perfect.
Very fun and very fun and easy to speak to both of you.
Good. Yeah, that's what we. That's what
Orcish
we.
hates you personally forever. I was gonna wait for the stream to end, but he did send me a message saying that I need to delete everything, like his Discord and shit. He won't speak to me ever again.
Oh,
and
for
we need
me?
to do some sort of weird out of character.
We're gonna have to break Tar
up.
and McGregor up. We'll figure it out. Like Tar, I don't know, killed McGregor's pet or something. I think that's probably best.
I'm going on my vigilante arc as Tar soon anyway. So I'm gonna go around killing horses. By the way, what are the server rules on that?
The server rules for what?
Generally frowned upon.
Killing other people's horses.
I mean, it's up to them if they want to perma. It's just like their character.
If I walk up to someone's horse, put
shotgun it in the face, they can just be like, "That's not my horse," or they could say, "Oh, you winged it." Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm literally gonna set up a thing where I have Sparks medically pronounce it dead. No matter what they're like, slash me. You know, the horse is gonna survive, and Sparks is like, nope, that's dead, completely dead.
That's a dead horse.
I did that on Atlas once. I killed someone with something that I called perma bullets.
No, you did not.
That.
Yep, I was done with them.
I'd had it, no more.
Did you say out loud, "I am loading my rifle with perma bullets"?
I believe it was Peachy Coaster. And I decided that her character needed to die.
Right.
And I killed her on the beach of the Golden Rose area. And then literally just, the thing is, I said it out loud, so it's just ruined forever. I literally looked down and went, wow, she's completely, definitely dead. Her head is falling off. What do you do? What do you do? You can't fucking be like, /me, there is a pulse, you know?
Yeah.
It's over. It was awful.
I can't wait.
It reminds me. Hold on. Now I have to touch
Needed
on
to
this.
happen. I was a villain.
There is a pulse.
I want Brad to power game one of my characters into death. That is what I want now. That was my objective.
I
Alright,
feel
you
like
send me a list. I want a thing on the server actually that not on the server, but in like the Discord, like a room where I can be like, this is what you can do to my character, so that criminals can search.
that would be cool.
Like
They're supposed
they
to
go
DM
introduce
you.
yourself. And yeah, but like no one can DM me. I'm fucking locked down. No one can get to me. It's really annoying because
Really?
I want people who I actually like to be able to contact me and they can't. But yeah, because
How
I get
are you locked
100
down?
people, 100 people a day trying to get PewDiePie's fucking number off of me. It's impossible.
Is that
So
seriously?
I'm locked down everywhere. Yeah, I can't fucking.
I did not even know that about you until recently.
There's Peachy Coaster. I permed your character in Atlas on the beach. Remember that?
Oh my
I
god, it's
vaguely remember.
BradWOTO.
And yeah, but I
He
think
only
they
let
need
you
a
do it
thing.
because you're famous.
It doesn't matter. I literally explained how I had permed her. It was horrible. Villain. Playing a villain. But
In real life.
on the public Discord, I think it'd be really useful if we had like a fucking thing where you list your character name
Send it.
and multiple potential names.
Send it
I
to
will
the
never
bot.
ever do that. Never.
Someone in chat, be Brad's.
It just says like
fingers.
what you can and can't do to my character, like that could potentially, like some people will probably be okay with like being taken hostage, but maybe not some of the like torture things, you know, or something like that. Like for me, you can kill my character if you want. You come up and you like, and it's justified and it makes sense, and you're in a scene with me, and you're like fucking, you shoot the fuck out of me with an intent to kill. I will never / me. There is a faint pulse just because I want to keep him alive myself. He's absolutely permabait. I love him and I don't want him to die ever. But like, I fucking will never fucking, you know. I feel like we need a thing like that. I would, as a criminal, I'd love to be. I'm not going to be there in the middle of a scene. I've randomly stumbled upon you and it's escalated. Now I've got to go on this fucking thing, find you in the millions of people on the fucking server.
Yeah, and send you a DM.
Send you a DM. What? Click add friend. Wait. A day.
You don't have to
Fucking
do
get
that. You don't have to do that if you share a server.
You do if you're me. It's what I mean. It's impossible.
Ah.
I almost can't play a criminal because I just cannot contact anyone. But I would love that, and I like because I would love to just be like, hey, by the way, these are my characters. If you happen upon them, you can do anything you want that makes sense. If you're a serial killer, serial kill him. If you're a person that tortures people or you missed it,
Fucking cut off his thumbs. Go for it.
All good. I don't want any of it to happen. But
yeah, scoop his eyeballs
100.
out with one of those little butter scoopers.
So I think like something like that would be good.
That's actually awesome. Someone can take care of that in chat because I'm not doing it and Brad isn't.
I will never do it. I'm the
Just
worst now. I'm
message the
so
support
entitled
bot.
and horrible now. I'm just too old.
Say, this is BradWOTO's idea and he gets all of the credit.
I don't even want the credit. Just fucking take it. I don't care. I don't want it.
Okay. There you
I
go.
don't. I've been bled dry creatively by other creators so much at this point that you can take what you want. You can walk into my house right now and just fucking take my cap.
So
off
re-edit
my
my videos for me, please.
I will re-edit that one. If you do the first draft, I'll do a final.
Of this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's not up there anymore. I'm not gonna waste your time with that. I'll do it.
I will absolutely do it. I was gonna tell you afterwards, but there you go. You gave me the opportunity.
Okay. Tell the people who you are and what you do.
Okay, hi, my name is Bee's Knees, or just B as I prefer to go by, and you can find me on twitch.tv/Bee's Knees. I'm a variety streamer and I don't do too much these days, but apart from that, you can usually almost always find me here every single week. So
And she's actually fucking hilarious. I know you wouldn't think that based on tonight's performance, but she's really fucking funny. So you should watch her. Brad, do you even care? Do you want to tell anyone anything about you? Table story?
I am a professional editor, and you can see my work in the final cut of Orkish's McGregor intro coming soon. It's like when when you watch those movies where like Tarantino directed one scene.
Yeah. Yes, I do know that.
That, except I will do the final run at your edit.
Can you
It
put
won't
directed
be
by
impressive.
BradWOTO at the end?
Yeah. I'm going to change
And
the whole thing. Imagine if I just did that. Just change the whole
just in
thing.
large block lettering,
Yeah.
and then just down the bottom, just something like sub-edited by Orcish and like very minuscule.
Sub-edited.
Sub-edited.
Mhm.
And like Comic Sans and very minuscule in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen.
Yeah, and just says subscribe to BradWOTO, twitch.tv/BradWOTO in fucking bold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flashing colors. Even better.
No, I would love to edit your intro. I don't have one for Tar, and I don't intend to make one for him either.
Because he's gonna die because his eyeballs are gonna get scooped out.
I just don't want to take it too seriously because I'm already spending too much time on what is essentially my secondary kind of stream and hobby. I also only stream it, and this is gonna sound like such a lie, but like for when you're watching it and you want to follow all of the perspectives, and there are 5 characters involved and one of them isn't streaming, I hate that person if they are a streamer for not streaming when I need to see that side of it. When you're trying to follow all the streams on the Hasroot or something. I used to do it all the time on Atlas, and I literally am like, I can just click start stream and nothing will be different, honestly. Like every now and then I'll talk to chat, but like it's no different than if I was just doing it offline. So I fucking just stream the fucking thing for that reason only. But if I start making an intro or I like fuck with the thing, I don't even have like a cinema bars on it or anything like that. I had some cool intros for Atlas, but I just cannot.
Your intro for Atlas was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was fucking good.
It was really good. I was like, what? I'm watching a movie right now.
Yeah, that was crazy, that thing though, because it was a 3D model edited thing, and it literally took like 4 days to render. Maybe it was even Peeve that had to render it in the end because I was working and I couldn't do it. It was something mental. Like we had to get another computer to render that. The fucking Atlas intro.
Really?
Yeah, it was fucking cool, but it was one of the worst things to try and render out because it wasn't. There's something in After Effects. I don't really understand it because I've never used this side of After Effects, but there's like 3D rendering in the software. And that was built with like 3D software, and that you're supposed to render it on like a render farm. We had
a
one
render
laptop.
farm. I don't even know what that is.
Just a fucking bunch of computers, or like a super powered computer or something. I don't really know either because it's not something I've worked with either. But yeah, you're not meant to. It literally took, I think, like 2 days to render, like 48 hours. Insane. It was really cool, but I haven't done that for Tar, so I would happily edit a McGregor one. I just don't want to do the whole thing. I'll do the tighten up thing. You tighten up all the shots.
You don't have to, but
I would love to do it, I said.
Okay.
I'm not saying that out of guilt, which is why I didn't want to do it on the stream. Because I know you're gonna think I'm doing it out of some sort of like weird guilt and like save face because you think that I care that I was mean.
I don't think that you cared that you were mean.
I wasn't mean though, because I was just making stupid jokes, and I don't mean anything that I ever say, really.
But I am gonna add nudity now, so.
No, I think if you want, if you actually genuinely want help editing a thing, I'll do it. I kind of hate editing, but I also don't mind doing it a bit. The stuff that like people care about and people that I like. I just edited for so long as a job. And when like a thing that you do that used to be fun becomes your job, and then by the time, like I'm just so over it, it's unreal. I kind of don't really edit stuff.
Years did that take for you?
About 2 videos for PewDiePie before I went. I just made a terrible mistake here. Imagine watching one. Now imagine editing thousands.
Right?
It's the worst time.
Okay. Well,
or just like, please don't badmouth PewDiePie on the fucking podcast.
No, I don't care about that. Would you like to do a segment?
Doesn't care about you either.
Bad mouthing PewDiePie?
Awful individual.
Yeah. I don't even think. Does anyone here even know who that is? I didn't until I met an 18-year-old at my last job.
Oh, all the kids on the bus.
Yeah, all the kids on the bus know PewDiePie.
Yeah. No, I've got nothing to shout out. If you like roleplay, though, we do have a Table Story, which is a
Yes, please.
predominantly TTRPG channel
Hmm?
with D&D things. I run a show called Misslight at the moment, which hasn't been on for 2 weeks, so I don't run anything. But that is a D&D campaign. What else do we have?
When
Got
is
another
that?
5e campaign on it. That's on Thursdays at 4 Eastern. And there's D&D on Fridays. We've got a Warhammer 40k show at the moment on Saturdays. And then a Tidal Blade show after that. I think all sorts of stuff. Spellwind is a Mythomatic. You fucking, how much do you love Mythomatic, by the way? Has he been on this?
Yeah, he has
Mhm.
a couple weeks ago.
I love him.
He's pretty great.
I love him so much.
He was
That's
in our
another
squad
thing I
today.
do. Yeah, the other thing I do on the thing is I love doing the thing where, like, for example, like Coop did something. They were like, "Oh, make something up, Coop," and he didn't do it. And I was like, "That guy sucks. He's like the least creative person I've ever met." Like as Tar, I love saying shit that the person isn't in real life.
Mm-hmm.
The most.
So they get insecure.
I don't know.
It's
I'm
for
so
funsies.
fucked up, and I really wish I wasn't. But
No.
If you don't
you're-
meet your friends, are they really your friends?
This guy can't sing at all.
The way I know people are my friends is I submit them to like 3 hours of me absolutely destroying you right now. And if we come out of this friends, we're
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to go to bed and that's the end of it.
And never
that's
think
all
about
good.
you again.
And I'll never think about you again.
This is not
And that'll be
friends.
it.
Like that's what I do. I can only like, it's almost like haze people now. I'm just too old. No one got time to be making friends through the process of like,
Being friendly.
let's put forward the mask of ourselves that we want, where I play a
Okay.
version of myself that you want me to be on the date.
Mhm.
Ain't got time for
I
that, dude. I'm
appreciate
just
that
going to be
so much.
absolutely horrific. And if you find it funny, I'm like, oh, good, they get it. And if they don't, I'm a dick. It's all good too because I'm going to bed. No, I'll feel horrible about this for years.
No, I thought it
gonna
was really
cripple me.
funny. I just also died inside. So
No, dude.
that's my problem.
Well, the other thing that's like, it's so funny to me personally as well, because I made you show me it, which is what made me laugh. I'm just making my own jokes up for myself a lot of the time as well. It's so fucking weird and egotistical, probably. But so many people want me to watch stuff they've edited as well. Because they're like, oh, you're an editor.
asked me.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why it was funny to me to do that and then criticize it, because it's actually what people want me to do all the time.
And you never do
And
it.
I fucking never. I hate it. There's nothing worse to me than when someone is like, oh, I've got these like 4 things I filmed on my iPhone. Can you edit them into something for me? And I'm like, what are you talking about, Mum? No.
Mom.
Fuck off. Like, I don't want to do it ever. So, yeah, I was curious. But I was curious because I didn't realize that you were trying to edit stuff.
Well, I'm trying to move away from driving children on a school bus, so I thought I'd give it a shot. But
Editing things?
Well, yeah.
Dude, double down on this. Don't edit things. Just stream more.
Well, I edit things to help with the streaming.
Yeah, 100%. I'll teach you how to edit.
Okay, we'll have a date.
I'll give you my BradWOTO masterclass of just how to edit like really quickly, but like so effectively, and no one knows that it's all shit.
Good, because it takes me fucking hours, and I'm terrible.
Oh, it will. Yeah. It's like the thing with editing, and I love how like you're trying to end this podcast, and
Yeah,
I am not ending it.
I don't know, like 20 minutes.
The thing with
really
editing
has
is
to
like you just get quicker and quicker the more you do it. Like I literally started when I was 14. I did and I edited shit all the time, just fun shit and stupid shit with my friends, pretty much all the way up until when I started the YouTube channel. And then I edited more professionally, and then I took a couple of professional jobs, and I worked for a big channel like Felix, and it was like whatever. It just makes you quick, and that's like, but it takes so long. You're like placing a cut and you're moving it along the timeline, and you're looking for like what does what, and it's fucking crazy.
I have to look up
looking
YouTube
as well.
videos.
Yeah, I didn't have that as well, man. I fucking hate people that get to learn editing now. I just had to go, I wonder what this button does. It's crashed. It was fucking awful. But yeah, I will give your video a once over. I'd like to do it. I mean it. I'm not saying that out of guilt.
All right. As soon as we end the podcast, he's gonna be like, "By the way, I'm not actually fucking looking at your video."
I'll do it. I just don't know how to do it because I don't know how the best way for you to send me is because it's super annoying to have two people edit a thing. By the way, 'cause all the footage has to be linked and shit.
Yeah, I don't know anything about anything, so
I will figure it out. And I will tell you how to do it. If you want, and this is so insane, I will send me the video, and I will send you timestamped notes and go change this and change that, and then you do that, and then send me it if you want.
Okay.
I don't know if you want that or if you just want to fucking edit it and get on with your life and accept that it was good and actually very good for a second edit.
I actually will do it, but I feel weird about it.
Because we made it a thing. Why? It's fine. You don't need to feel weird about it.
I do feel weird about it, and that's never gonna go away. But I feel like B probably has to go to the bathroom or live her life, so we will end the podcast here.
No.
Okay, let's continue on. Brad, tell us your first memory as a child.
It was my sister being born, which is weird.
I was expecting not a real answer.
This is what I will do forever, is just whiplash you between like authentic answers that are genuinely truthful and potentially deeply meaningful to me. And then also just like attacking you for something that you've worked on all day and are really proud of. And you're not sure if I'm joking or not.
Not all day, all weekend.
Weekend. And it's just an absolutely savage and crippling attack to your core. And like, does he mean it or not? And then also follow up with like, I had extreme depression, and that's why I joined Wild RP. And then just until eventually you either figure me out or just hate me. You know,
I love
I have
this game.
one friend.
And it's
I have
Pumpkin
one
Berry.
friend. Yeah, and she is the inversion of me.
I love that.
She's like all open and caring, and I heard
She's
you say
amazing.
some shit about me, by the way. This is the other thing as well. Orcish, I heard you chatting shit about me.
What? What'd I do?
We got beef. Like, you don't even realize that you are owed all of this. I heard you say something, I think it was you, about, because this was secondhand story. This was someone else telling me. I'm
probably
pretty
did it.
sure that you said the thing about Peeve is she's so like endearing and wonderful in her role play, and it makes you want to be better. And you open up to her really well, and like you can have a conversation with her like as a character or out of character, and you just find yourself drawn to her open, and she almost heals you. I feel like she's Aerith and John Coffey in one person in real life.
Yeah.
And it's fucking wild. And
It's
you're like,
crazy.
I've never met anyone that can do this and is allowing me to open up and be free and accepting me for it, and also healing me in real time. And then you said afterwards, the counter agent to that is spending 5 minutes with Brad because he's evil or awful or something like that.
I
you remember
did say
saying that?
I did.
Thank you. So if you think I came in here and started this war, two things happened. One, you think I don't find out that you're chatting shit about me.
But am I wrong?
No. But then you also, B said, oh, this is going to be really awkward and weird, and we're going to ask you all these questions, and it's going to be uncomfortable and stuff for you and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, fuck. They don't know.
Oh, no.
Like,
But I'm glad that I know now.
We know now.
I love you both, and I was just trying to be very much myself for you.
No,
in this
And you did
experience.
Trust me.
Perfect. You did it perfectly.
Yeah. I just wanted to very much be an open and honest expression of myself, because we're always in character instead of just being real people.
Yeah.
True.
So I
Absolutely.
gave you an unfiltered 9:43 in the morning being
Listen,
awake for 2 days.
I appreciated it wholeheartedly, especially because
I've got always a complex though.
Yeah, but the thing is
Yes.
that normally it's just me making Orcish uncomfortable on this podcast by saying weird things, and then him being like, my channel is
Please,
never
please
going
stop.
to make it any
Oh.
further. Yeah.
I say B, please stop.
And I'm glad
3
that it
times
wasn't
every
just me today.
podcast, and I didn't have to say
Yeah.
it once today. Because
Actually,
you
no,
were
you didn't.
just going.
This is essentially the first time we've met. So think about what this is going to be like my 4th appearance on this.
I'm so excited.
I'm already
I
planning
cannot
it in my
wait.
head. I'm like, I'm
I'm
thinking
thrilled.
March.
I'm through the moon. I'm over the moon.
It'd be absolutely horrific.
We'll
This
have
is me
you and
being like,
Verts, and me and B will just turn our cameras off.
no, don't do that. It should be me and him arguing. All we do is bicker and whinge and attack each other.
Yeah, it's. I'm
like
gonna
an
get
old married couple. We couldn't.
I'm
We
gonna
were
get
trying to play
10,000
Divinity, and all
viewers.
we did was bitch at each other every week. It's such a strange relationship. Anyway, that was it was fun for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna show one more video before we go. It's not mine. And then
It's fucking mine. Do you find you pulling up one of my old YouTube videos from 2013? 'Cause if
Yeah.
you do,
Let's
fucking
take a
fair
look at
play,
this.
dude.
Oh,
Touche.
I should have done, but
Yeah.
no. So you can find me here, whatever. Not here. I mean, my stream.
Yeah, that's true.
Time now for the main event. Are you ready? I can't hear you. You can do better. Are you really ready? Yeah, baby, yeah. Ready? Set. Put the hammer down.
You looking forward to that?
I am.
Woohoo!
I'm very much looking forward to that. Saturdays, 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern, starting February 19th. Do not miss it. Who
Not
else
miss
is
that.
on it? I don't know. I don't know anything. I know nothing.
Know nothing about that one.
Nope. All I know is that it's going to be amazing. I will ban you if you don't watch it. I will do it. Okay.
Why have you made Jaguar mod in here? You know she's insane, right?
That's why I did it. Actually, it was a complete meme, and she messaged me and she was like, "I'm gonna take this seriously," and I was like, "All right, cool,
Okay, yeah, that's how it works.
I guess."
That's how you become a mod. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone memes you and gives you a sword, and then you're like, "No, I'm actually
Yeah.
not."
I think I've got one in here. Is N
No,
in
you
here?
only
Yeah, N
get swords
Akio's in
to
here.
people who are mean to you. That's a fact.
Jaguar is
If
not
your mods
mean.
don't
She
bully
just
you, they're not mods.
undresses McGregor with her eyes every stream.
So do
My
I.
mods bully me relentlessly, and that's how I know that they love me.
Yeah, the more awful I am to you, the more I love you. And that's, I think,
Yeah.
very important for Orcish to take away from this.
Exactly.
But I'm not sleeping ever again. The anxiety kills me. This is my life. It's just me like saying stuff where I'm awful, not meaning it, and then walking away and going,
Wondering,
they hate me so much.
dude, I
I
don't
love
hate you.
doing it as Tara as well. I love just like people
Never.
will walk up and have a conversation and walk away, and I wait till I know they're just inside the VoIP range, but like about to leave it, and I go, "Fucking hate me," so that they have to like turn around or something, or they
Right.
just have to hear it and walk off and deal with it.
Wait, is that what
I
you're
love
doing to me
that.
right now?
No, I'm desperately trying to make you not feel bad about your edit.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about it, and I definitely don't hate
Good.
you, and we're definitely gonna have you back on the podcast as soon as we possibly can. But we are actually gonna end here. Thank you all so much for coming out. I appreciate everybody that came out and watch. We'll be back next weekend. It is our Valentine's Day special. We'll be having 2 guests. We'll be talking about relationship RP, so you don't want to miss that one. And
Oh, I'm so glad I was on this week.
You're welcome.
Who are the 2?
It's you.
You'll find out.
actually.
Oh,
It's-
is it secret? Is it me
Yeah.
and Kriya's player character?
Yes.
Dane?
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the triple friend zone. So we'll see you next week on Zag in the Bag.
Bye.
Also, Brad, I stole this mix from you. This music. Well, you gave.
Yeah,
it
I
to
know.
me.
I'm glad that you've enjoyed using it.
fucking
I think it
love
works
it.
well.
It's so good.
Good bed playlist, like a bed of music to put on quietly.